Hello, you guys. Hello, guys. I'm gonna let you guys get the notifications. I know. Okay, I was supposed to come on at 5, but I was like, I'm gonna just go on and come on now. So y'all make sure y'all hit the like button and all of that good stuff, okay? And just start coming on into the room. Okay, I see new to you. It's 28 people on here, so make sure you guys hit the like button for me. I see Suave on here. I'm gonna open up the lines too. Okay, I'm gonna open up the lines in a few minutes. Not now, but in a few. Because I know I put that number up there. People start calling in immediately. Oh. Ooh. Hey Diane. Carolyn, True Aquarius, nothing. How is everyone doing today? Tamara J. Okay, how is everyone doing? Yeah, how's everyone doing? I wanted to let and I mean it's been a minute since all of the, I really even had issues. So I guess I'm gonna have to start back doing what I was doing before. Um as it relates to harassment. I want the Dorian Gray person to know that a couple other vloggers already told me who you were. And so I don't know if you think you're going to get kicked back up harassing me and you're going to send other people out to do it. But what you're going to do is you're going to get some folks knocked off. That's what's going to happen. You're going to get some folks knocked off and you're going to get your own ass in jail with the rest of the men like you want. Like, that's where you want to be. So I don't know if you on that meth, you in a drug stupor and rage, but I fear for my life. Stay off my shit, motherfucker, because they already told me who you are, bitch. You and your folks stay off my shit. Okay, I didn't like you then, and I still don't like you. Okay, so you blocked. That particular page is blocked. So this is what I want you to do. You go ahead and you send them imps out. You do that, and we're gonna see who's gonna be which one gonna be the first to go to jail. Okay, because see what you do is you send them out to harass, and then they end up going to jail, and then you jump on your vlog and say, "Don't call me." Okay. Anyways, y'all, moderators, make sure y'all, when people start coming in talking sideways, go ahead on and block them. And as far as that Dorian Gray, I was told by 2 other bloggers a while ago who that Dorian Gray is. They finally made their way over here to harass me again up under another name. Okay. Anyways, I wanted to talk about will Jamarcus Johnson fare well in his when he goes to court and all of that. We know that he has been out and he's kind of been under the radar, incognito and all of that, right? And yeah, he's kind of been incognito. And we don't hear a lot about Jamarcus. And I know, I know some people are really firm in their belief. They go, hey, Jamarcus, hey, gray face. They go, Jamarcus, he knew what he was doing. I think that he should get some time, right? I think Jamarcus has been instrumental in helping to pull some things together, more instrumental than what we've seen in the public, right? I don't think that Jamarcus sat at a table or played a part. Um, Sat at a table and played a part. Uh, what's up, cool kid? Is this your first time in here? Okay. I don't think he played a part of anything. I think that he was well. I think he played a part after the fact. And as I've always said, I have issues. Okay, it's not your first time. Okay, I have issues with when people sit up and say, "Well, Jamarcus should lay down." Especially if what he was doing was helping his brother, which is wrong. Okay, he knew he was very conscious. Okay, love. He was very conscious of what he was doing, but he has been instrumental in helping to put pieces in this big puzzle, right? Hey, as I've always said from day one, I thought that straight drop would have been more stand upish, since he says that he's real. When his brother was brought in and Judge Coffee says that his brother would have been looking at, what he say, 40 years. Great face, how many years did Judge Coffee tell Jamarcus he was going to be looking at? And I thought that would have been the time for straight drop to put down the supposedly hardcore thing that he got going on, because he's not that hard, okay? And saying, listen, I brought my brother into this. He didn't have any part in getting any money. He didn't have any part in the planning. He didn't even know Youngdolph. Okay, I brought him into this, and I'll take my charge and tell on myself. I think that would have been a stand-up thing. Instead, you have people that was mad at Jamarcus because he didn't want to go do 40 years, okay, for an assassination that he basically did not take in a part in. The only thing he's guilty of is having loyalty to his brother after the fact, okay? So that's why I said, do we think that he will fare well? Because in looking at his stuff, I do believe that he's going to fare well. I think that he will, but I guess I'm talking about more so even still, like after too, you know. We have not seen him. We don't hear about him in the streets or anything. We don't even know if Jamarcus is living in Memphis, right? And I think it would be a good thing if he was not living in Memphis. We do know that when he's supposed to appear in court, he does appear in court. I did get the opportunity to see him standing alongside Orange Mound Quet. Now, that was interesting when they went to court. He did not seem uncomfortable, okay? The body language and stuff, he didn't seem uncomfortable. He didn't seem nervous or anything like that. Hey, I'm happy. I don't know. At least, I don't know. I don't want to speculate on that. But I had wanted to see that, and when I did get the opportunity to see them standing side by side in court, Jamarcus didn't seem fidgety or uncomfortable or anything like that. He didn't look back when he was walking out. He turned around and walked out like he didn't have a care in the world, or is this nigga behind me? I pay attention to stuff like that. I don't know what that means. It could means that he does have some type of familiarity with them. You know what I mean? Hey, I don't know what that means. But he says that would be the right thing to do instead of both of them being in jail. Right. I wouldn't, that would have, if I knew that I had been out in the streets doing wrong, and my siblings was doing something, was brought in and got caught up doing something after the fact, trying to help me, I definitely would have stepped up. As a matter of fact, if my sibling got caught up in doing something that I brought them into and they were involved, I would step up and say that they didn't have anything to do with it. Put all the charges on me. That's what I would do. Hell, I'm going down anyways, and I'm the reason for all of this, right? Because I made a decision to overthrow logic to try and get some money and some fame. Man, my little sister, my little brother ain't got nothing to do with this. They were simply riding with me. I'll tell y'all everything, okay? But you got to drop all charges against my loved one. I mean, that's what stand up people do, right? Ain't no need in both my mother's children being in jail, okay? Because I'm a damn fool. Because my sister or my brother was being loyal to me. I want them to go live their life, and then I'll deal with what I have to deal with. But hey, I could tell you what you need, but everything got to be dropped against my loved one, as it relates to me, right? So yeah, but people are not stand upish like that anymore. They want you to go down for them. They do. Well, the gangster thing to do is we all gonna go down. Nigga, you think I'm going down with you for something I didn't do? And I got kids and family and I got a whole lot of life to live. Okay, I'll pay for my part. I did a damn fool thing trying to be loyal to my family. And the mere fact that you want me to go down with you, there goes to show that there ain't no love there. That's selfishness. Okay, so I tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do what I need to do for me. Okay, I'm gonna throw myself a lifeline since you were not man enough to throw me one. Okay, but like I said, when all of this stuff get to going, okay, when all of this stuff gets to going, and the trial is going on, and Straight Drop's trial won't be the only trial. Cornelius's trial date has not been set yet. Okay, he is to show up in court on the same time that Straight Drop is going to show up. I can't wait to see that. Y'all, I can't wait to see that. That's right, misery loves company. I can't wait to see why Cornelius is going to court on Straight Drop's trial date, but it's not his trial date. When is Cornelius going to? When is his trial date gonna get set? Has anybody thought about that? When is Cornelius's trial date gonna get set? You would think that his lawyer would be trying to get him a trial date. Is he gonna even have one? Is Cornelius going to even have a trial date? Okay. So I think that's what we need to pay attention to. That why hasn't Cornelius? Why is he going to court? Why is he going to show up on the day of Straight Drop's trial? What would be the purpose of him being there? Okay, on the day that Straight Drop goes to trial, what would be their purpose? That's going to be interesting. He and Straight Drop are not going to trial together. I'm told they're not charged. They're not going as charge partners or anything like that. Cornelius had been separated himself. Shout out to Indianapolis. Hey, back Capricorn. If y'all know, I don't be seeing. I have to these comments. I glance over at them every now and again because when I start reading the comments, I start losing my train of thought. So if I don't say nothing until later, don't charge it to my head and not my heart, okay? And so, but like I said, that's gonna be interesting to know. And I've been, checking to see, if there has been any whispers about the being a continuance as it relates to Straight Drops trial date. Hey, if Straight Drops trial start June 3rd, I will, whatever it is set to start, I will be very surprised. As I told you all before, I knew that date was going to change. Like if it starts June 3rd or whenever in June it's supposed to go on, I would be surprised. I would, because I know they kind of try to and perpetuate stuff, I got to thinking about I was gonna go into the members, but I guess I could say it on, well, maybe we should do a what y'all think when I get out of here, maybe we should do a members and we can talk about some stuff as it relates to Cornelius. And but yeah, Cornelius is that's gonna be interesting, to see why Cornelius, he said a state's witness is, he might be. I find it strange, he's still been going up there to the chapel. He's still been going up there to the chapel, and I think that's the best place to be, in these times, we all need God. I tell you, we all need him. We got to kneel and bow. Okay. But will Jamarcus fare well? I hope so. It seems to me that Jamarcus is, you don't hear his name. If he has a social media, um, you don't see, I'm sure he has social media up under an assumed name. You don't know anything about him. I find it funny with Shondell Barnett. Um, oh, I'll put that into the members about Shondell Barnett because I was going to put it on here. But Shondell Barnett went on, got his behind somewhere and sat down somewhere. And but all of this, it's so much. Youngdolph's case is big. It's really big. You talk about the kind of money that was passed around in this case, the kind of people that the money came from. Those are the types of cases that the federal government loves to take on because they loves to drain the swamp. Now I don't know if the federal government likes to drain the swamp because y'all do know, like, that Crime Stoppers money and stuff. I used to tease my cousins a lot who was out in the streets when I was working in Crime Stoppers, and we would go over there and do payouts to the tipsters that that called in when they used to have to go to jail and they have all that money on them and stuff. They get their money taken. My poor aunties, some of them have gone on to rest and be with God, but they would be coming all up there on the scene. Even that's when I was a little girl and stuff. It happened for so many years. That's my money. That's my money. And the police officers would say, "Ma'am, why would you have what do you do to have $15,000 on you? Why you let your son that's out in the street have that kind of money on him?" And so my cousins used to, as when I started working in Crime Stoppers, and but they're they retired from the streets. A lot of them, they're older. They established them something, and they got their own little businesses and successful clubs and stuff around Memphis. So they would tease me and say, y'all paying out plenty of our money to them folks that's telling. I said that's what they do. They take the money that that these drug dealers, they get off the drug dealers, and if they cannot, they don't have a good alibi of where the money came from, and if they know for a fact that it came from some type of illegal activities, they give it to that, it goes to Crime Stoppers, and that they use it. That's why Crime Stoppers all over the country has millions and millions and millions of dollars. That's the same thing the feds do. The feds use that money and stuff to pay their informants and stuff. That's how they get paid. Okay, that's how they gets paid. But I was thinking about Shondell Barnett though. That's how that came to my mind. We will talk about that in the members. Okay, with Shondell Barnett. Hey, the reality. I be having so much stuff going through my head. I be having to think about what can I say, what can't I say. It makes it seem like I'm rambling, but honestly, I be thinking about stuff that I can say and that I can't say, and then it completely throws me off because I in my mind I be saying, "No, I better not say that one." But I want to move on to because we'll talk about some of this stuff with Jamarcus them and the members. But will they ever solve CEO Tease's case? Y'all, I went over to CEO Tease's page, and I had not been over to CEO Tease's page in a very, very, very long time. Okay. And I was looking at some of the comments. I said, "Oh God, folks." People are mean, and I'm serious. People mean. I hate that happened to Teasy. I do. I think CEO Teasy was about 28 years old, and CEO Teasy was a real nice looking young man. He was very handsome, and I know that CEO TZ has had an involvement. He had a very heavy involvement in what happened to Youngdolph, because they had to go through CEO TZ too, because he was at the time the head of those little guys. They had to go through him to even get approval or whatever to get straight dropping them. So he had a heavy involvement in what happened to Youngdolph. And I know people, they don't really talk about TZ anymore. You don't really even see people that were supposedly around him. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for the people that were supposedly around him, especially if he was quote unquote allegedly the gang leader at that point, to have been posting rest in peace, man, I'm thinking about you, all of that. For the two brothers that was unfortunately taken out, you still see a lot of their dudes, posting on their page. They've been passed away now for several years. And they still talking about rest in peace. They still talk about them, but you don't ever hear anybody talking about teasing, not even his people. And just a lot of trolls up under his comments, right? Which is sad. But will they ever find out what happened to Teaser? Brooklyn says she thinks that the cops killed him. I don't know, Brooklyn. I don't know. I don't think the cops killed him. Greyface says, don't look like the trial will be delayed. When they get the trial over for straight drop, a lot will start to happen. I'm gonna tell you something, Greyface. This I know for a fact, that they need to bring in the National Guard to Memphis now. I think that because they're going to have to do it. I think they should already have the National Guard in place. They're really underestimating this thing with the type of stuff, with the dynamics, with the type of stuff, with the type of evidence, with the type of situations they got going on. And I like putting a lot in the atmosphere, because these Negroes be looking and they go, ooh, they go and start, taking people out. Oh, I bet she talking about such and such. Yeah, he seemed like he a little, and they just start killing folks. Leave these people alone, because you're gonna go to jail anyways. Okay. Why even sign yourself up for the electric chair? Let these folks alone, because whoever you think it is, it might not even be. But one thing I do know, once that straight drops trial by itself start, they're gonna have to have the National Guard, and they already need to have the National Guard in Memphis at this point, and they're gonna have to place them down there at that 201 Poplar. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I know this. I'm not speculating. It's gonna have to happen. And it needs to happen now. And they're not doing it because it's more Black people that be going in and out of that building. Instead of folks cackling like hens, they need to be watching this, right? They need to be watching this and even knowing, even though a lot of people don't know the dynamics, but you start talking about over 1 million damn pages, you already know that it's loaded. They need to call in a National Guard right now, because they're going to have to call them in. What's up? Rest in peace, Youngdolph. The young lady says she thinks that the police had killed Teasy. I don't believe that the police killed Teasy, love. I believe that this is my belief as it relates to Teasy, and this is just my belief. Okay, I believe that I believe that Teasy. I don't believe that Teasy turned on straight drop. Let me just say that. Okay. I don't believe that he turned on straight drop. I believe he turned on some people, but it wasn't straight drop, because that's the reason why I say a straight drop couldn't be as well. I believe at some point they got straight drop too. Although one of the guards that told me straight drop seemed to have taken that hard about Teasy. I don't know, but I think they got him to believe something about Teasy, and it might be. We'll talk about that in members as it relates to some of this stuff. But I don't believe the police did it. I believe, how am I trying to put it? I believe that TZ was, I think that TZ he was on the outside and he saw how people were moving, okay, as it relates to straight drop and him, okay. They weren't messing with him. They maybe they didn't trust him, and because their intentions was always to mess straight drop over. And I believe that TZ, was being helpful um to um do what was necessary to get back those he felt like, had threw them out there and wasn't messing with them like that. I do believe at some point he knew he was a target, you know. I do believe that. And this is just me and my thought, and the thoughts in my head. Okay. And so that's why you saw Chief Davis immediately, whatever it was, whatever reasons, whatever was going on with their communications. Um, Chief Davis nor um, the FBI trusted them to tag evidence as it relates to CEO Teasy. CEO Teasy sat there until 1 o'clock. And they probably thought that they had whomever did that. Maybe they thought that they had, um, maybe they thought that they had cleaned up some stuff. I don't know, but um, but Chief Davis made the scene, and she pulled up with two other black cars that I'm told that were FBI, occupied with FBI agents, and they got 2 phones and they got a watch. Now that's what I'm told. And normally, crime scene tags whatever it is that is on a crime scene, but she didn't trust them to tag it, and evidently, either she didn't trust them to tag it or she had to make the scene. I believe she didn't trust them to tag it and take it to the property room for it to come up missing, or she had to make the scene to approve for the FBI to get it immediately, because the FBI agents can't just pull up on a MPD scene and tell MPD off and start making demands, right? There is a protocol. So, but she can pull up on the scene and make demands, right? There was nothing Teaser could do to help Straight Drop. Let's see. Do to help Straight Drop after his money was taken. Straight Drop money was being held by Govan, not Teasy. Teasy had his own money from the hit. Cecilia says the state of Tenno needed the National Guards like yesterday. That's true. I'll say this. I do, I know a lot of people say they feel like, it was get back. No, I think that someone Teasy had trusted had did that. He went out there to meet somebody. And he went out there to meet somebody that he knew. And I guess I'm psychic. This is just, what my psychic abilities tell me. And then they 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 snaked him. That's what happened, in my opinion. TZ had basically had been hiding. TZ had been hiding. Hmm. TZ had basically been hiding, and it wasn't just from retaliation um of Youngdolph. Okay. Um, when you have snakes in your inner circle and you feel and know that they're gonna snake you, that's more deadlier than any op, because they know all of your spots, all of that. They know things that your ops don't know. But hey. Alpha Omega says Dolph wasn't moving right, should has major security. Hold on, y'all. Be quiet, right? Hold on, y'all. Remy. That's all right. I'm getting y'all. That's okay. When I get off of here, I got y'all. Wait a minute. Where is that comment at? TZ had money on his head and somebody close to him, and the one that put it up took it. Dolph should have had big security around him. He was warned. Alpha Omega, do you have security around you? Um, Alpha Omega, how do you know that he was warned? Alpha Omega, how do you know that Youngdolph was warned? How you know? How do you know that he was warned? That's what I say too, Ricky Singleton. We should be able to live a normal life without looking over our shoulders, right? Alpha Omega, who was Youngdolph warned by? Who warned him? How do you know that Youngdolph was warned, and who warned him? Since you know everything, I'm interested in hearing what you got to say about that. How do you know that Youngdolph was warned, and who warned him? Dolph got all them CMG niggas scared to come outside. And I say what I say because them trolls be the same ones that was once over here pulling D. If they shot 2 presidents with a security, anyone can be shot. Y'all sound stupid. Look, Dolph had several attempts on his life. You don't think he was warned? So, Alpha Omega, do you fault the people that killed him? I mean, the people that put the hit on him and the people that took him out, is it their fault? Is it their fault or is it Youngdolph's fault? Whose fault is it? I'm interested in knowing what you got to say about that. Great face, you got that right, because CMG, including your Gotti conscience, is messing with them right now. Those Negroes can't sleep now. I don't think TZ snake straight drop. I think TZ started to see that they were being snaked. I think TZ knew that, TZ was hiding. TZ went out there like that. Somebody that he trusted brought him out. What lead detective? They don't have lead detectives in a case. They have teams. So, I mean, I don't know where you're from, but they do it differently in Memphis. They have teams. And the lieutenant is over their team, oversees that. So he would be the lead. Afternoon, Queen Sister. You know, Youngdolph was a very talented young man. Dolph had the fire rap. My grandsons know to play Youngdolph for me. Love his music and his voice. I see what AO is saying. They popped up Dolph truck here in Charlotte. That should be enough to up your security. No victim blaming. I just wish Dolph had moved with more caution. Dolph's spirit is real heavy, and he shouldn't have been taken out. Then Memphis had a little earthquake. Teaser didn't rat on straight drop. Cornelius helped set straight drop up by calling Jamarcus, who called straight drop. No, Teaser didn't tell on straight drop. Teaser, I think, I believe straight drop was manipulated. But he was, he was doing something, but it wasn't against straight drop. Well, whoever invested money in Dolph should have protected him. Alpha Omega, who you didn't answer my question. Now I've let you stay in here, but if you're gonna stay in here doing that, you're gonna need to answer my question, or else I'm gonna block you. Cause see, that's what you want to spread in my comments. You're not getting ready to spread in my comments that BS. Ain't nobody in Dolph's camp snaked him. Is it Youngdolph's fault? Answer my question, or else I'm gonna have to block you. Whose fault is it that Youngdolph is gone? Is it his fault or the people that did it? You didn't answer my question. And it ain't a hard question to answer. I'm being nice today because y'all know I've been on my inner self situation. I've been meditating and being calm and happy and all of that. You know, you have to get back to the center of your peace. And I be reading my scriptures and stuff. I'll be meditating and all that. Alpha Omega, don't make me lose my testimony. Okay. Answer my question. Because see, what you want to do is you want to spam my chat with all of that craziness, but you don't want to answer my question. Is it Youngdolph's fault that he's not here or the people that took him out? The realty had to go because he played a role and he started beefing with Grim Reaper. So Teaser started beefing with Grim Reaper? Okay, so I have to see. I ask you those questions because I have to see where you're coming from and you know and what you on. So we know you on you with CMG because you can't bring yourself, and you probably was one of the ones that was out there when it happened to Youngdolph because you can't bring yourself to say that the people that actually pulled up and took him out is at fault for what happened. You can't bring yourself to say that. So that means you got some type of investment emotionally in the people that did this to him. That's why I asked you that, okay? You want a victim blame. Oh, 30, you call 30 the Grim Reaper. Yeah, him and 30 was beefing. Why did Paul Hager? Who is Paul Hager? I don't know a Paul Hager. I don't know who that is. Greyface says, I called 30 the Grim Reaper. Cecilia Kelly says, Malik, why are you harassing Tamara? Asking her if she married. Are you married or are you a troll? Hey, Darren Gray. I see that the trolls have been dispatched. Okay, because you have to say the names right. Because if you don't say the names right, I don't know who you talk about. Now, what was your question again? Because your comment has gone up when I stopped at Paul Hager because I didn't know who you was talking about. Monica says, we are pro-pre over here. Speaking negatively against them will be warned and blocked. Rest in peace, Youngdolph says, at Great Face, you noticed 30 liked his post about that weak-ass 15-minute billboard. He know who paid for it. Rest in peace, Youngdolph says, the guy that's supposed to be pushing him. I'm just saying, why Dolph going to cookie store? Ain't no freaking way that would happen. They set him up. Oh my God. Alpha Omega, how come they had not told on the cookie shop? They tell on everybody else? What's so special about the cookie people? I mean, I think they would tell on the cookie people before they would their own friends, their own brothers and cousins and all of that. Why they ain't told on the cookie shop? Because you look at straight drop hashtags on his pics, while all of a sudden he using bag slang. Cecilia says, Malik, you got your people messed up. Don't be out here cursing. Who you think you are, a clown troll? These comments moving so fast. I'm trying to read them as fast as I can. He been going there, and if you was from the M, you would know Dolph been there. Before that wasn't his first time going there. I want to know why I gotta be a troll. Rest in peace, Youngdolph. I seen the 30 clock ticking. Might not see Shiesty Free. I did see 30 posts, and I found that weird. He said people asked him about his drug use. He said, "Don't ask him about what did he say, y'all? Don't ask me about my drug use. Ask me about my dudes that have died." Somebody tell me verbatim. He said, "Don't ask me about." Did he say don't ask him about his drug use? I'm getting ready to look at it. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. Oh, he said, don't ask him about his addiction. Ask me about my niggas. So has somebody been saying something to him? Hey, Miss Kim. I know he been going to the cookie shop, but somebody dropped his location. I don't know if nobody dropped his location or not. They was already looking for him. What is it so hard? I don't even try to preach it no more. Y'all, I just let people have it. Okay, because I have other things going on. But what is it so hard to understand when I say that they was want to try to get him that Monday? And he had too many people around him. Then folks started, they didn't try to get him, they kidnapped him. Folks rather believe that than when I say I heard from credible people that they had their eyes on him that Monday. They wanted to try to get him that Monday. They kidnapped him. Folks believe that. I never knew folks were so mentally twisted and insane. So they had taken a payment to take him out that week anyways. So they had already been looking for him. It had to happen that week. I can't understand these stupid motherfuckers. Lord, forgive me for cussing. Lord, oh God. See, the devil is busy. God, please forgive me. See, they want me. They want to bring me out of the center of my peace so I can cuss them out like a bunch of damn dogs. But I'm not gonna do it. Alpha Omega, you trying to play Inspector Gadget now? You asking questions I've been answered 3 years ago. Go get hooked on phonics, because why does Paul Hagerman need Jamarcus to testify when Marcus Thornton was there and saw everything, including the shooting? Memphis made I ain't even got to answer that question. You should know that. Don't try and shake me down for goddamn information. You came in here with the wrong spirit. Don't play with me. Okay, don't play with me. Don't try and shake me down for information. If you want to know something, what you need to do is you need to just flat out ask me so you can take it back to another goddamn channel, because you're probably a vlogger that I don't like anyways. And when I feel like it's vloggers in here that has harassed me in here trying to shake me down for information, it makes me mad. Nigga, I respect you better if you just ask me. I don't know, tell me, and then I tell you. But if you got common sense, you ought to know. Okay, y'all, I'm going to keep my peace. I'm getting ready to stay in the center of my peace. Greyface says, Memphis made Jermaine testify, identify his brother as the shooter. The shooters wore masks, dummy. That's why I can't understand why they would come in here and ask me that. Miss Muffin says it's provided facts. Don't ever come in here and interrogate me. That makes me mad as hell. Don't you ever come in here and try to interrogate me. And I know you're another vlogger. It's provided facts. There is a lot of airheads in the world. Rest in peace, Youngdolph says Jamarcus already told and straight drop mama. Who killed them Alpha Omega? Who killed Youngdolph Alpha Omega? I want you to tell me. If I'm not somebody told me Straight Drop's mother identified him too. Alpha Omega, who took Dolph out? Since you know, tell me who did it. Be quiet. Little Miss Muffin, that's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. I threw out all types of hints and everything. I said, y'all, there was a camera pointed towards the cookie shop, a police cam that was in the church's chicken lot, and they took it down as soon as this happened, but it's back up. The cookie shop called them. I said, y'all, they got camera lights on every light in Memphis. They got all of the video leading up to what happened from all of the businesses around the area. They know at what point they started following him. They got a U-Haul and pulled up and had his mom and dad and dug his grandmama up, and she wasn't really dead, and folks still believe that. Her grandma, I mean, all of these crazy stories. Her grandmama wasn't really dead. She was in hiding and she came back like Machiavelli. Somebody will believe that. His grandmama was Machiavelli? Yeah, that's what it was, y'all. His grandmama and Tupac came back and did it, and folks will believe it. I kept saying, y'all, it was cameras on every light. They know at what point they started following him. They know all of that stuff. I said, y'all, what y'all think them folks everybody really started getting burner phones? I said, they know that Garbage Can Head told his brother and them throw them damn phones in the river. I've been saying this for 2 years. Y'all think I've been saying it for nothing? Anyways, whatever. Why they haven't shown Dolph getting out, Memphis Made? Because we know you ain't from Memphis. But Memphis Made, why they haven't showed Youngdolph getting out? Because according to, I know you want me to tell you this. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a gem because I think I've said it before. According to what I was told, they pulled up and Youngdolph got out before Marcus did. I mean, that's what the video that the police have, I was told, shows. So what I should have did was I should have let you say it. I jumped too fast. Why haven't they shown the video? Memphis Made, you're not Travis, are you? Norman Green says, hey, everyone, please hit the like button. Y'all, please hit the like button. Ask him. You expect for me to believe that any investigator, unless you are an informant and he ain't gonna give you no important information, do you expect for me to believe that an investigator would ever give you information about the Youngdolph case? Okay. I believe that's Travis, but you blocked. Okay, so this is what I'm going to summons my moderators to do when they start coming in here trolling, because they've taken me completely off a topic. Block them. And for the record, Travis, they just had a promotion. So I do know that a few of the investigators that was there, that was on the case, they were promoted to lieutenant. But the lieutenant who has been there for the longest, that had been in homicides for the longest, that's who's actually oversees the cases, that's over the cases. I just gave you a nugget, okay? What they have with MPD is teams. They don't have motherfucking lead detectives like what y'all saw on down in Miami and all of that. Okay. They have teams and they all work together. As a matter of fact, what they do is they'll have a team and they'll say, I'll make up a name. They'll say, Craig, Ernestine, this is y'all's case. That's how the teams go. Okay. So it's always two to a team. Okay. That's how they do it. A case as big as Youngdolph's, there's another type of dynamic to that. Okay. Now the man that you mentioned, I don't know anything about him. Okay. I never heard of him until you just said that. But I do know others that was on it. I know two of them that was on it has been promoted. But whoever he is, you expect for me to ever believe that he's giving you information? Now, I'll go back to what I initially said. They got video of Youngdolph. See, if he was telling you the truth, he'd have told you that walking into the damn store. See, what I should have did before I block you, I should have gave you the opportunity to tell that damn lie, like he was killed and then laid at the cookie shop, because I already knew where you was going with that. That's the reason why I block you. You're not going to promote that stuff in my chat. You know, people still on that. They kidnapped him from the restaurant, held him for 2 days, and he rose on the third day. And you got people that believe that. That type of stuff will not be promoted on my channel. I'm not gonna let you promote that because it's not true. It don't even sound logical. You know, people have their own opinions about the cookie shop. I was not told that the cookie shop was involved, and I stand on that. Okay. Big Yo, this is my first time seeing you in my chat. Is that Moneybag Yo or Yo Gotti? Okay, y'all run the likes up for me. I'm looking at my likes. Y'all, I don't even have 100 likes, and there's 200 people in here. Y'all run my likes up. Run the likes up. Run them all the way up. Keep running them up. Keep running them up until you can't run it up no more. Yeah, they be trying so hard to change the narrative that it just don't make no sense. Okay, they learned if that's true. I'd never heard of a whoever he just mentioned. Okay, although he is in homicides, but I don't know him. But they be trying so hard to make people believe that an investigator that don't even know them. They don't even live in Memphis, more than likely, would ever give them any important information. Y'all keep running the likes up for me. Keep running them all the way up. So he got ready to come in here and say, he got ready to start posting when he started saying that, you know, Youngdolph's people was involved. I knew exactly where he was going. He was getting ready to say, he said, I know why there's no video of Youngdolph getting out of the car. I know the next thing was because he was killed. He was kidnapped from the restaurant. I don't have the type of nerves and patience for stuff like that. That's just too made up of a that's a bad horror movie. And I'm not gonna let him promote that on my channel. Y'all keep running the likes up. We only got 81 likes. It's 200 people in here. We really should have 200 likes. Run the likes up for me. All you got to do is take your finger and hit the like button. I'm getting ready to open the lines up. And I'm going to tell you now, don't call with no foolishness, because I'm going to be fearing for my life if you do. And so I told y'all, don't play with me. Okay, so I got the lines open. Before I answer the phone though, y'all, I need at least 100 likes. I need 100 likes. We're only at 87 likes, 200 and something people in here, and only 80 something likes. Come on, y'all. Now we could do better than that. Y'all take y'all finger and hit that like button. Like, share, and subscribe. And they still ain't hitting the like button, y'all. Hit that like button. It's 200 people in here. Keep running the likes up. Before I answer the phone, I need at least 100 likes. Keep running the likes up. And listen, everybody's opinion is welcome. It's just that when I know you're promoting BS, when you're all that craziness, like a U-Haul truck pulled up and they pulled Youngdolph out the body bag and went and took him and laid him at the cookie shop and stuff. Y'all, I don't have the temperance nor the patience for stuff like that. Cause see, I'm on here for another reason, not just for no views. Cause I make money other places, so I like my mindset is not set up to deal with stuff like that. We got 205 people in here, and we still don't have 100 likes. The likes are free. We got almost 220 people in here, and we don't have 100 likes. Y'all keep running the likes up. It's 100 likes. Let me see. Let me read. Okay. The phone, keep hitting the like button. The phone line is open. The number is 615-854-7509. The topic, we're keeping it on topic. We'll talk about other stuff another time. But if you get off topic, I'm going to have to go ahead and hang up on you. Okay. Because I know people are sent to start talking about other subjects. If you call in here and you talk about another subject, I'm going to hang up in your face and act, and just, forgive me for it. But I mean, that's what I'm going to do. And the topic is, would Jamarcus fare well during and after this Youngdolph's case? And will they ever solve CEO Teasy's case? Okay. So call in 615-854-7509. I'm really interested in Teasy's case because people have been extremely quiet, like very, very, very quiet as it relates to CEO Teasy. They have. The only person that I saw really posting about CEO Teasy when he was taken out was maybe one person, the guy that found him in the car, and the young lady that they said that he was dating. Cyprus Gotti has created his own jail. Some people is not to be bothered with, and Dolph was here on assignment as we all are, but his assignment was from a higher source. I will be cutting up in the next members live, so make sure y'all there. Y'all, the number is 615-854. Let me make sure the line's working. 854-7509. Tamara. Okay, y'all, the lines are working, so y'all can call. Cypress says I will be cutting up in the next members live. Ashley says Davin says Gotti will live in fear for the rest of his life. The one that found him is the one everybody should be worried about. Robert says Cypress, that it's degrees to our assignment, and that was again from a higher source. But y'all, will they ever solve what happened to CEOTs? The Memphis maid guy, since the detective in the case is telling him everything. He say the lead detective. When I know better, because I know how it's structured. Okay, so that threw out his credibility right there. But when he claims that the lead detective is telling him everything, have CEO TZ is tied to, Youngdolph. I'm not saying that people that were around Youngdolph took him out, but he was tied to the Youngdolph's case. Did make another page, okay? Memphis made make another fake page and tell us. I'm interested because I want to know this. Did the lead detective ever tell you if they were going to, about the CEO Teasy case? Will it ever get solved? Ooh. Come on, y'all, hit that like button. It's 100 now, Miss T. Let's see. Hey, the Black Barbie. Gotti is going to the penitentiary or going to get the old back door. What y'all think about Black Youngsta? Why Black Youngsta don't do interviews? He's still an artist. I would like to see Black Youngsta do an interview. Black Youngsta has not done an interview since I hadn't seen one since 2021. I hadn't seen a new interview from Black Youngsta. 3 years is a long time for an artist not to do an interview. That's real weird. Right, because there's something going on in Gotti camp that they don't even understand. Some people not telling how he still got V around. Who is V? Not feeling how he still got V around. Y'all know I be a little slow sometimes. Vato. Okay, Vato. Well, he'll be a damn fool not to have Vato around because Vato tied into everything, ain't he? Vato been tied into stuff since 2017. Mm-hmm. So rest in peace, Youngdolph. Are you saying people are not feeling that he still got? They don't want Vato around? Is that what you're saying? Rest in peace, Youngdolph. Is that what you're saying? That they don't want Vato around? I'm trying to get an understanding. Hold on. I don't know why nothing is moving. One of the best men don't, and Gotti so slow he gonna have to baby feed a lot of people to be happy. Mm. Greyface says Vato the OG or Vato the rat. Cypher says I don't know why they just want get Vato out of here. They bullshit. So Cypress, why you want them to get Vato out of there? But it ain't no being happy, and Gotti know what he doing. He keeping him close for a reason. Rest in peace, Young Dawg says, great face. You funny as hell, man. Oh, Cypress, Lord, that's evil. Why you want them to kill the man? That's evil. I think people should stand trial for what they do. You can't be not take nobody out. That's evil. You guys hit the like button for me. Like, share, and subscribe. Um Y'all, that's evil. Let's see. I think people should go with Jesus. Oh, Lord. I think people should go to jail. I believe some finna go down. It's been a lot of subliminals going on, and now got it back, pushing back. Ain't Bag finna drop an album. Yeah, Moneybags claims he get ready to drop an album. Swear Beige says this will not be the first time a rapper gets a Fed charge. Straight Drop might as well give it up. I don't see him getting off unless some corrupt shit happen. Straight Drop not getting off. He might end up being like Alpo, but you know Alpo still served 20-something years. They said Big 30 and Bag album drop this month. 30's this week. I think next week. Bags next week. Oh yeah, I forgot. Y'all call. The lines are open. If you want to call in, call in. Hell, I forgot. Y'all know I get to looking at stuff and reading and all kind of other stuff and forget. The phone's supposed to be ringing. He gonna have to write a tell-all book. Bag, they said Bag need to keep them weak ass albums. Step Letitia says a money bag been too hyped these couple days. Maybe the plastic surgery starting to itch. Hold on. Yeah, I thought Moneybag said that he was he posted that he was getting ready to do an album. So y'all, why y'all think Moneybag didn't want people saying anything about straight drop? He said it's been a long time coming. Y'all, hold on 1 second. Sep says, Cyprus is Yo Gotti's public representative. If Yo Gotti goes to jail, Cyprus is going to do 20 plus years for him. I believe Cyprus just turned into a fan because Cyprus used to sit up and talk about how Yo Gotti was selfish and all of that. I thought Cyprus was more of a Juke fan than Gotti. Greyface says, rest in peace, Youngdolph. What's up with straight drop homie WAP? Not Trayon, but his other homie, Fast Lane WAP. And Trayon is another one. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I'm looking at something. Have y'all been paying attention to JoJo Splat charges? Watch a vlog. We're gonna do a show on this. It look like JoJo Splat. Now, even though it has not been updated in the jail system, look like a lot of his charges are being dropped and his bond is going down. That's weird. I was looking at that today. It's still showing. Let me show y'all this. It's still showing right here that his bond is $500 and something thousand, right? 563,000. That's what it's showing. Okay. Now, I do know that the jail, okay, system, I don't know why they don't like the update, but they be last to update. Hold on 1 second. Or maybe it could be the other system is wrong, but normally this system is more up to date. Hold on, y'all. Rest in peace, Youngdolph. Let me ask you something. Do you ever hear see any of the little guys on their channels? I mean, on their Instagram saying free JoJo Splat? Do they ever say anything about JoJo Splat or CEO Bobby? Hold on, y'all. I'm looking at something. Y'all know it's not. I'm looking at it on there now. I see what's going on. He's got cases in different courtrooms. It's separated. It looks like, but let me see something. Because I think it's the same. They just got them separated on the other one. See, he's in 4N. And they got Bang Wang in 4C. I need to see if those pods are on the same side. Monica says, Missy, what's going on with your son? We ain't heard from him since he got Grove stopped. He's still. You talk about Lil Migo, the one that I remember they said that Lil Migo was my son, y'all. He still be posting, still letting Black Youngster and them send him out. I think he tries to be a little quieter now. He tried to get, I guess, them other little dudes around him, but they still doing dirt that they shouldn't be doing. He just getting those little guys around him to do it. Yeah, Grove has been kind of quiet. I think Grove, the last picture I saw, Grove, I think Grove is working with the city of Memphis on building some more stuff for the community. So I think what he's doing is just staying out the way and just working to help to do some great things for the North Memphis area. Something that some of them other dudes that come out of North Memphis should be doing. It should not be an effort just Grove is doing. You would think some of those other rappers like Lil Migo and Yo Gotti and them would be doing something. Since Yo Gotti said he a billionaire, that's what he say, or 100 millionaire. We know that's a lie. You would think that that would be happening, but I think that's what Grove is doing. And the reason why I know he's doing it because I saw on my Facebook page one of the politicians in Memphis had posted it, and this been a couple months back. They had posted it on their page. So I think he's still quietly, doing some things for the community. Hold on one second. Let me see something. Hold on, y'all. And it looks like Grove has still been traveling a lot. Straight to the point. Sports says I saw Gotti was feeding the customers, helping his mom at Privé. Was it for free? Was he paying for their dinner, or was he just helping out at the restaurant? I saw that too. Grove on tour. He in Washington D.C. tomorrow, and if any of y'all there, pop out. I remember Grove checked my suit once while I was doing security. I don't agree with all that giving back. Cypress, why not? Cypress, I'm surprised that you have issues with giving back. You came out of North Memphis. That's the trenches. So why wouldn't you? I know how everything in North Memphis is. I grew up in South Memphis too. So I know how things are in South Memphis. So why wouldn't you want him to give back to an area that you know is impoverished and you came out of the area? That's what I don't understand. Y'all run them likes up. He was just helping out at the restaurant. That's a form of giving back. It ain't a form of giving back to the community. He just helping his mama. So he was giving back to his mama by helping her at the restaurant, right? Pre-recorded that ninja said they won't get him on Mother's Day. Straight to the point says Cypress, you capping. If a nigga give you money, you would have a change of heart. And Cypress just running his mouth. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. But what we're talking about, y'all call in. Y'all call in. I keep forgetting that the line's open. Hell, y'all, I get distracted easily. The number is 615-854-7509. 615-854-7509. Call in. We're talking about would Jamarcus farewell after the trial, during and after the trial. do they need to call in the National Guard? I believe that they need to call in the National Guard right now. Especially when these trials get going in this case. And will they ever solve CEO Teasy's case? Hey, thanks for calling Real Talk with Tamara.
Hey, what's going on, T in the building?
What's up? Who's this? Magnay Mace?
Yeah, Magnay Mace. Look, man, you got my family member. Everybody, when she gonna go live? I'm tired of dropping these videos. When she gonna go live?
Yeah, I'm live. I wanted to talk about that. I went over there and I was looking at Tease's page. I promise you, it don't look like he got much support other than trolls on his page.
Who else look for court?
I said it don't look like Teaser got much support. Maybe, you know, his friends do support it. Because that's a case don't nobody talk about. And it's sad because he dealt with a lot of industry people, and you didn't see none of them saying rest in peace to him.
But you know why, Miss T?
Why?
You know what? Because Teasy was a cleanup job, so most cleanup jobs go under the rug and don't nobody want to talk about it because it was a cleanup job.
Okay, I see that one guy be posting. I see where he said every time I be thinking about y'all, tears fall. Okay, so he still got the one guy that be he just posted on May the 4th.
Yeah, he had love. Don't get it twisted now. He had love, like his support, you know what I'm saying? But the reason, like you asked, you was like, why Moneybag didn't want to talk about it because you don't understand Moneybag artists and all them in cahoots with them, man. So he don't want his people speaking on it. But at the same time, Teaser had support and love, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, it was more of a cleanup job. So they don't really, the little ones, they gonna grieve, but the other people, they ain't gonna speak too much on it.
I wonder if Teaser got another page, because I was just looking at a page where, because this particular page I'm looking at, he got quite a few people that had posted. Okay. A page I was just looking at, it didn't look like nobody was posted.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how I feel. I always just, and that's always what I always heard, you know what I'm saying, with Teaser little situation. You know, it's being swept under the rug. It's almost like another Juke situation.
You think Juke being swept under the rug?
Yeah. With Juke, they looking at it like, you know, he lived a long, good life, you know, he passed on, you know, that's how they treat Juke situation, you know. They treat they now don't get it twisted. Now you work down there, start on folks. If they can get a case, they can get a case. But nah, they gon' Juke's name was tied to a lot to the point they just gonna probably let it go cold. Especially, and this is what I know for a fact. If you a known gang member and you come up there like that, and it's almost like King Von's situation, Miss T. King Von is a rapper. You know, he was a well-known gang member. They labeled him as a serial killer. So it was bound for him, you know, your name too high. You got to go and get out the way, or you going to go to prison for the rest of your damn life. So it's almost like, you know, if he ain't died, he was going to go to prison type of situation. And, I look at it like that too, like, you know, King Von, you know, he was somewhat, basically, when you're a gang member and you're a serial killer and you done bad stuff, when something happened to you, they ain't gonna be too quickly investigated because they look at you like a gang member. Yeah, they let a lot of gang members' cases go cold. Hey, Miss T, you want to throw another example out from a struggle brother from Memphis? Yeah, they did Big Pokey like that. They did Big Pokey like that, Miss T.
Really?
Well-known gang member. Huh?
I don't remember.
Well-known gang member. You know, he get out of prison. They kill him. You know, they shut down every prison in the state of Tennessee because Big Pokey got killed. But guess what? They let his case go cold because he's a gang member. He's a well-known. They don't give a damn about no gang number. You know how they, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. So it kind of somewhat run hand in hand.
I guess he did have people say. Because the last thing he posted was on May. The last thing he posted was on May 31st of 2023. He posted, "Got power like Ghost, but I'm moving like Tommy." I don't know who Tommy is. And that's why I saw. See, this is what I saw. That's why I said, because what I saw this was like at the top of another page. I don't know if he's got another page, but and what you see is, like I said, all I saw was mostly trolls.
Yeah. Now, he was living that life. He was
living that life. He says, "Got power like Ghost, but I'm moving like Tommy." And a new user said, "Bro, thought you was invincible." These yeah, it's a lot of, oh Lord.
It's crazy because you can tell, like, you know, Teasy was what he was, but Bert probably would have still had his life if he didn't move up to the big next thing, which is power. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, got power like Ghost. What you say, Miss T got power like Ghost, but move like Tommy. Once he got that power, it went into another ego level. You know what I'm saying? And your ego, I read a book about ego the other night before I went to bed, and we were talking about your ego is everything. It's who you are. It's where you work at. It's bigger than what you really think it is. Who you think you really are, and all that. So, you know, by him giving that power like that, I think he was influenced. But me seeing the type of person he was, I don't think he was just no straight up downright demon. You know, I know they put.
No, I don't think he was. I don't think that either. I hate that happened to him. Yeah. I think it's like you said, it was a cleanup situation, and I hate that he took part in what he did in the Youngdolph situation. I hate that, but I be wanting for people to get justice. Truly, Teaser says, "I meant what I said. I'll stand on top of shit alone before I let you soft ass niggas around me." And then somebody said, "Yeah, they stretch you though." So you know, you look at comments like that when he talking, you know, you never know who that is. You never know who it is.
Yeah, you don't never know who it is, because when you be here, you know, but I mean, it just always came down to me that he was a cleanup job. You know, he was somebody to get out the way because of the situation type shit. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much everybody been named in Youngdolph case. They've been found or found missing. You know, missing in action. So, you know, but I that's what I think, Miss T. And you said something about Jamarcus. I think Jamarcus gonna have a farewell just because, number one, his record. You know, when we all get done talking, your record is your report card. It's everything about you. It's your life. As far as a juvenile, your record is everything. So Jamarcus, by him not having a record, that's more power than a nigga running his mouth. So, you know, when you ain't got no bad record, that works a lot in your favor. Jamarcus, you know, the remorse law. A lot of people don't even know the remorse law. You know, Miss T, you walking there, and Miss T, shit, I ain't walking there with the hard face. You gotta have some remorse in the court of law. Miss T, a young brother like me, I know what colors to wear in court. I know what colors to wear in court, Miss T, make them throw that shit out, Miss T. Navy, blue, brown, black, and white. You know I ain't lying. Man, they the blue, brown, black, and white. Yeah, you might be getting some shit swept on the rug. You coming up with that navy blue tuxedo jacket and white and black and brown boots, with brown boot shoes. Yeah. So it's a dress code. It's you know, knowing law is everything.
He said straight drop home is not feeling him. Are you talking about Jamarcus?
Yeah, Jamarcus. I said I feel like Jamarcus, he ain't gonna. I feel like Jamarcus not gonna really get no ass whooping. Basically, he ain't. I don't think he gonna get no bad punishment. You know, I think he might get some 5 to 10 years on probation or some stuff like that. That's what I feel with Jamarcus. He might do 5 years at the most. That's prison time, but you know, by him not never being in trouble, if he been working ever since, if he can present to the judge, he been working, he got check stubs, he got his W-2s, or whatever. You know, if he showed on folks, he really changed. And not only that, Miss P, you got to get in them programs. You got to go take victim impact. You got to go take substance abuse program. Yeah, get ahead of them folks. I'm going to get ahead of them folks. I'm going to get ahead of them every time. Class. You gotta do that. I'm just saying how to win a nice plea deal. That's how you win a nice plea deal right there, Miss T. That's all I'm doing, breaking it down. You know? Yeah, I think Jamarcus might be straight. If he do what I said he need to be doing, working, and just doing what he need to do, he might be all right.
Right.
Yeah. Cause that's all it is, Miss T. Man, them folks want to, you know, at the end of the day, Jamarcus probably, you know, had a normal life. I can't fault Jamarcus. I'm not mad at Jamarcus because he could have had a normal life, really wasn't living that life. And, you know, when somebody get in trouble like straight drop, he probably called all the loved ones he knows.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So that's how I feel. I feel like he put his brother in the business. And his brother probably was at home, goddamn, minding his business. So, yeah, that's what I got to say about that, man.
Okay.
That's what I got to say about that. Yeah.
Well,
yo, Miss T, hey, I heard you up on the line. What you say? You say you gonna hang up on her?
you know how people try to call. You know how people try to call in, and they have all kinds of. They want to do anything that they can to change the subject.
Ain't no telling who's gonna try to call up on their phone. No, I let you do your thing. I like you do your thing, but I'll pop up here and there. You know, I try not to oversaturate your channel because it's your channel. You know what I'm saying? We all be on here. But I just felt like, it was my time to reach out to you. Let me reach out to you, talk a little bit about a little something, keep it moving.
Well, I appreciate you calling in.
All right, Miss T. Y'all call in, hit the like button. Y'all call in, talk to Miss T, and let her know what's going on.
That's right. That's right. Thank you, Magnane Mays. Shout out to Magnane Mays. He always call in and support. The topic is, will Jamarcus fare well during and after the Youngdolph case? And will they ever solve CEO Tease's case? Or do y'all y'all think they didn't got some get back on Tease's case? Have they gotten some get back? This is gonna be the biggest trial in history. Yeah. Ashley Lachey, you right, baby, you right. Yeah, make sure y'all keep on hitting that like button and running them likes up. I don't know why Cypress mad at Jamarcus. I mean, Cypress mad at Jamarcus. He ain't mad at Straight Drop. Straight Drop is more default than Jamarcus. Hey, I think that people should go into self-preservation mode. Cypress, you see, what men are going to have to start doing is they're going to have to start telling these young men, first of all, it's going to have to be some type of, they're going to have to start being proactive. And being proactive is trying to help these young guys to understand that they don't go and take money to do hits. And that comes with having self-worth and being into activities. Once you have self-worth and you have aspirations, right? You have plans for your life. You don't go out and commit hits or let somebody lure you into taking money to go and do a hit, right? Because you have plans for your life. And so what's going to have to start happening is fathers are going to have to start instilling some type of foundation in their sons. Because you got the Yo Gottis and stuff. They show is helping to destroy these young men, this younger generation. They're helping to destroy them. And if they don't think God ain't gonna get them back, shoot, y'all crazy. Tam, do y'all think they will get the people that took out Gotti's brother? And do you think Gotti going to get caught slipping one day? Do I think that they're going to get the people that took out Gotti's brother? I don't know about that, because I don't think I don't believe that Gotti and them. I think they know. I don't think they want to say nothing about that. From my understanding, they have not been forthcoming with telling what they know about that. So, I don't know. I don't know I don't know. If I had to guess, I would say no. I would say no. If I had to guess, I truly believe that Big Juke's case is one of those cases that because nobody cooperates, and they know what happened to him.
Big Cypress.
What's up, Cypress?
What's going on? You not here to call in.
Okay, well, let me ask you this before you get started. Do you think that Big Juke's case will ever be solved?
Not by the police, it won't.
Well, how come they not saying nothing at the people that did this to Juke? They troll after they did that to Dolph. They was trolling. How come they have not been throwing out subliminals like 30 and Black Youngsta and all the people that are very vocal about throwing out threats and stuff like that to people? Why aren't they saying something?
Because the streets don't take care of the streets.
Yeah, but they didn't let the streets take care of the streets with Youngdolph. They was throwing out subliminals and all of that.
I mean, it's doing what it's doing on both sides. It's going to do what it's going to do on both sides. The police know what they doing. It's going to do what it's doing on both sides. Jamarcus, I don't think he should have told.
Why you don't think that? You think he should have went and did 40 years?
Yeah, I don't think he should have told. I think he should have stood on the business.
Why should he have? What you mean? He wasn't in, all he did was being loyal to his brother. Why should he go do 40? Why should he go do 40 years?
That don't mean you gonna rat on no brother neither. I come from a different area. I don't understand the views and relationship. No, I don't never believe in ratting on them. Just do your time to get you caught, do your time. Don't rat on them, nigga. Don't tell.
Now, it would have been different if he had been involved, but I mean, still tell it. But if he wanted to have a change of heart to do what was right, but he had minimum involvement.
No, I don't think he failed. No. don't think you telling on no nigga. No. I don't agree with telling on no nigga. I don't. No matter what the situation is, I don't agree with telling on no nigga. I don't agree with getting on no stand, pouring no nigga out, telling on no nigga. I don't like that is me.
That's interesting.
Once you do that, everything got to wonder with you, man.
So, would they ever find out? Would they ever solve Teasy's case?
No, they don't care nothing about solving Teasy's case. No.
Why not?
Why should they?
But because you have to solve cases. If you, I mean,
the nigga with the rat. Let the street solve it if they want to solve.
Oh, that's evil. That's evil.
Hey, you know I play by nothing but the street rules. Period.
Oh, please. Well, now how you know they ain't trying to solve it? They can't solve it if ain't nobody saying nothing. I don't know now. I me personally, now as far as Big Juke, I'll be surprised if Big Juke's case gets solved. But I think Teasy's case, I think Teasy's case, some stuff might come out about Teasy's case when this Youngdolph situation get going.
It might, and then don't be surprised if it don't. I feel like the street should take it, but they got love on the street should take care of it. So don't wait on the police to solve this street take care of it. That's just me. I come from I grew up in a big area.
Yo, Lord Cypress, Cypress full of shit, y'all. Y'all already know that.
Why? Because I don't agree with bitching and y'all do.
So you really believe that Gotti is gonna avenge his brother's death?
No, I don't think Gotti gonna be Memphis. You ain't gonna be
I ain't trying to listen. I'm just trying to get you to be real. I ain't trying to. I can't get Gotti in no more trouble than he already in.
Well, you might be right. But no, I don't think Gotti gonna do nothing. I think Gotti just gonna do what he was doing, living in a little place in Plea and living his life.
Well, he definitely living his life.
Well, when you the king of Memphis, you supposed to.
Well, you the only person say he the king of Memphis, because how come I don't never hear nobody else say it?
And they say you just know it.
I ain't never heard him. I never. The only time I ever heard Gotti was the king of Memphis when this stuff started going on with Dolph, that he claimed he was the king of Memphis. Nobody ever considered him the king of Memphis. You know that.
No,
yeah, you know it.
Y'all waiting on money bag. Y'all waiting on money bag around the drop, man.
Ain't nobody waiting on Moneybag, but now Moneybag is talented. You know, we can't take that from Moneybag, but ain't nobody really waiting on it.
I thought y'all was waiting on some good music to drop.
Oh, I mean, Moneybag has good music, but you know, ain't nobody really waiting on him like that. Moneybag is talented. You think I'm gonna get on here and say he ain't? He is. He's talented, but ain't nobody knocking down walls to try and get to no Moneybag. Have you went and bought Straight Drop's album? Have you bought it?
No.
How come you not supporting Straight Drop?
I don't be supporting nobody.
Well, you act like you do.
But I listen to an album. It's straight. It's straight. You haven't had an album before. I just want to know who putting all this money behind him. Well, it ain't got it though.
Well, how you know it ain't Gotti?
Because I know what he moves smarter than that.
I can't tell he moves smart. If he moves smart, none of this stuff will even be going on.
Y'all know God ain't got nothing to do with that shit.
No, I don't know that.
Y'all don't believe it.
Shoot, I do 100%. And I ain't saying it because I'm not mad at him. I ain't got no issues with him. I don't hate him. I'm telling the truth.
I think God and I ain't coming up in this shit with just a promotion or something, man, you know.
No, it ain't coming up in here for no doggone promotion. You know that. Well, I'm sure he don't want. Well, you the only person that would think that Gotti wouldn't want his name. The way he gets stressed out anytime something happened with Straight Drop, I'm sure he was the one. Gotti was the one that got on there when the heat started getting hot in the kitchen and said, "Y'all keep my name out of that shit." Did he not post that? So why would he want his name in it?
Well, yeah, because people kept bringing the name up and the fans kept giving the big. You right about that part. You right about that part. You absolutely right.
Well, I mean, he should have been saying that when he was paying them folks to go over there and do that.
I doubt that. But Jamarcus, man, you know you shouldn't have told, man. You know real niggas don't do it.
Jamarcus did just right. Jamarcus did just right. So what you saying to me is, and I refuse to believe it because I already know what you're gonna say. If your brother, if you got some brothers and sisters, if your brother call you and say, "Man, I need you to just do such and such," you know, hey, just make this phone call to this person on three-way and tell my probation officer, you know, that call me when my probation officer call me on three-way, act like I'm on, you gave me the phone. So you trying to tell me that if you ended up going to jail and Judge Coffee told you was going to get 40 years for doing that, you would take them 40 years?
You goddamn right, because I ain't telling no my brother. My own mama wouldn't go for no bullshit like this.
Oh my God. Well, number one, Cypress, let me just say this, and I'm being in all seriousness. If your brother was right, you wouldn't have to tell it because your brother would say, "No, my brother ain't did nothing. I'm not getting ready to let him go do 40 years. I'm going to go ahead and tell the truth." That's what a person that has at least some type of dignity or whatever would do. No, if they cared about, and I would think that if it was vice versa, that you would do the same thing. But the problem is people don't care about nobody no more. They want to pour people into their garbage. And then, even though that people might be too weak and they're blinded by loyalty and they're loyal to a fault, and they taking folks all the way down instead of saying, "Wait a minute, they got us. It stops right here, bruh. You ain't get ready to go on trial and put your life on the line and go on trial for 40 years for something that you probably ain't gonna be able to beat. I'm getting ready to go ahead and step up." What kind of shit is that? Telling these young dudes to go and do 40 and 50 years and stuff.
Listen. If you ain't gonna rock out with it, don't get involved. If you ain't gonna rock out with it, don't get involved.
Well, according to him, he didn't know that it was an involvement that his brother had been involved in what happened to Youngdolph. Remember now, Jamarcus went and turned himself in.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying though, like you don't, like I don't know. Then me, I'm rocking out with my brother, man.
Okay, well you being there. Okay, so well, everybody different. You'll opt to do 40 years. Okay, for calling somebody on three-way. Okay. And your brother already got to do 60 and he don't think enough of you. You don't think that's a problem? Your brother don't think enough of you to speak up?
And my brother, I ain't gonna get
No, you don't think that you wouldn't have an issue with your brother not being man enough to speak up to get you exonerated or whatever, to say no, he had minimal to do with this. This is all me. You ain't got no issues with that? Well, I'm gonna say this, okay? Because see, now I see, like I'm beginning to understand the mindset of people. Like, hey, it's messed up, because I would expect for my sister, to step in and say, listen, hey, let me go ahead and just see. When I was working downtown, when I was working in the investigative unit for those investigators, when I first started, I was a typist, and I was typing them folks' statements up. That's what got them people to break, when they had family members and stuff that they had pulled in it, that was driving them to somewhere else so that they could hide out. They go, oh, okay, so your sister was the one that drove you here, and they knew that the police was looking for you, or they lied. Your sister lied, and your sister, okay, so your sister get ready to get charged or whatever, or that you had your sisters and brothers in the car with you here. They don't know what was going on. That's when a real one would say, whoa, wait a minute. And they got them for real, because they can charge them. Listen, I tell you everything I did, but I don't want my sister and my brother and them to go through this, because they ain't have shit to do with it. This was all me, because it was all them. I'll give you what you need, but I need to know that my sister and them gonna walk up out of this investigative unit tonight without a charge. That's what real ones do.
I don't believe in telling, man. My mama, man, she wasn't on there, man. You take this, and you ain't telling no nigga, you ain't read no nigga, point no nigga out. None of this. My mom and my uncle, none of them wasn't on none of this type of shit.
Well, to each his own.
I'm rocking out with my brother. If I gotta do a play for my brother, I ain't gonna get on the stand and tell him. Just do.
Now, what I'm saying is, your brother shouldn't let you get on the stand. That's all I'm saying. Your brother shouldn't allow you to get on the stand.
But if you choose not to, I ain't gonna tell him to wear that. I ain't gonna let I'm standing no meeting with my brother. I'm rocking out with him. I wasn't raised like that to be on no point of nigga else type shit. I don't believe in me.
Well, I'm telling you now, I'm going to go ahead. I know I go rob a bank. I got my sister and them in the car with me, or I run to my sister's house. I tell her the police come. Hey, tell them I ain't here. And my sister get caught up in some stuff. Hey, listen, y'all got me. Y'all know it's me. Let my sister go. She ain't do nothing. I was in our house. Hey, I tell y'all from A to Z what I did. But what's going to have to happen is my sister got to walk up out of here right now with no charge.
And that's because you were raised different. Everybody was raised like this. Like, we raised up on man. No telling, no shit, don't point no nigga out, don't get on stand on no nigga. We raised different.
No, that's being loyal to the people you love, loyal and loving them enough not to ruin their life when they're really just involved because of your effed up ways, basically.
Yeah, then you're right. But I just don't feel like he should have told. He should have stood on me like he won't tell it.
No, I don't blame that boy. That boy don't want to do 40 years. I don't blame him.
And now he shouldn't want to do 40. He shouldn't tell no nigga.
Well, they're not telling. That's gonna get him 40 years, right? He shouldn't have. You're right. He shouldn't have had to tell on him, because Straight Drop should have went ahead and told what it was.
No, he's gonna be mad at that farm anyway. So what he gonna feel? But he was standing on business. That's what we was supposed to stand on business. And tell me everything to come in. My name your brother, you rocking out with your brother. That is how I grew up. That's how I grew up. I'm rocking out with my niggas. I ain't telling no nigga point no nigga else. I'm just raised different.
Well, I mean, if you don't know what's going on, if you don't know what's going on, and the police come to your house and they ask you, do you know who this is right here? And he go, yeah, that's my brother. I mean, if the police come, hey, if a police come to my house and I don't really know what's going on and they ask me, do you know who this person is right here on this picture? Yeah, I know him. Who is that? That's my daughter. What's going on?
Get what? They can come to me. I don't know nothing. Whatever come with it, I'm saying I don't know nothing.
For one of the men involved after the shooting.
Youngdolph Thornton Jr., also known as
side before had no involvement in the homicide.
A week or so after the shooting.
Jamarcus Johnson had no involvement in the homicide before the murder. He had no involvement in the homicide during the murder.
Friday morning, Jamarcus Johnson pleaded guilty to 3 counts of accessory after the fact for his involvement in the death of Youngdolph. Dolph was gunned down inside Nikita's Cookies in South Memphis on November 17th, 2021. Prosecutors say Cornelius Smith and Justin Johnson were the gunmen. Prosecuting attorney Paul Hagerman says Jamarcus was pulled in after the shooting by Justin, his half-brother.
About a week or so afterwards, he took acts that helped his brother evade law enforcement.
Hagerman says Justin gave Jamarcus a car and cell phone, the same cell phone that Justin allegedly had with him before and during the murder.
His brother Justin would call the telephone and he'd place the telephone up to another telephone, and they would, in essence, trick Justin Johnson's federal probation officer into believing that Justin Johnson still had his cell phone and was still in Memphis, Tennessee.
Hagerman says Jamarcus also used the phone to facilitate phone conversations between Justin and Cornelius Smith after the shooting regarding money.
And that somebody else was referred to as Unc, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Jamarcus's attorney says at the time, his client did not know of his brother's alleged involvement in the death of Youngdolph. He says many of the conversations were held in code.
There had not been any charges at that point in time. There wasn't a warrant out for his brother. I don't think he believed that his brother would be involved in something like that.
He says his client has been cooperative from the beginning. Prosecutors say Jamarcus handed over the cell phone and identified a picture of his brother wearing the same clothes as one of the shooters. He also agreed to testify against his brother if called.
Okay. What's up, Big Trudette?
Nah, but the son is from those.
Cypress, they said they looking at your hat. They know you gonna snitch.
Oh man.
Hold on, Cypress. I'm call right back in like 5 minutes. All right. I think I had a. Let me see something. I think that was my client. Let me see something, y'all. Hold on. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I guess it wasn't. I thought it was, but I guess it wasn't. Be quiet, Riley. I'm real tired of you too. Okay, y'all, make sure y'all hit the like button, like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. anyways, y'all, you could call in at 615-854-7509, 615-854-7509. If that was somebody that was, I thought it was one of my clients that was beeping in, maybe not. But if you was calling in because you want to be on the, call in because you want to say something on the show, you could definitely call back. Recipe Youngdolph said, Miss T, you heard them say he had the phone on him during the right. He had the phone on him. Hold on. Oh, That's just, hold on for a second. It's just too low right there. Hold on, guys. Did I do something? I think I did something. No, I didn't. Let's see something.
He had used for some time before. This Mr. Johnson agreed to take possession of the car, and he agreed to take possession of the cell phone. His taking possession of the cell phone and the car aided in Mr. Justin Johnson's continued evasion from authorities and his continued cover-up of the conspiracy. This Mr. Johnson also used the telephone. He used the telephone by his brother Justin would call the telephone and he'd place the telephone up to another telephone, and they would in essence trick Justin Johnson's federal probation officer into believing that Justin Johnson still had his cell phone and was still in Memphis, Tennessee, when in fact he had fled after murdering Adolph Thornton and was not in our community. He also did the same thing when he placed Justin Johnson's cell phone up to another cell phone, and he facilitated a conversation. Again, this is over a week after the homicide, between his brother Justin Johnson and the other shooter of Adolph Thornton, Cornelius Smith. Mr. Johnson preserved the telephone and turned it over to authorities. He spoke with the state. He's described the content of that conversation and the content of some text messages between Cornelius Smith and Justin Johnson that included Mr. Justin Johnson trying to get money to Cornelius Smith after the.
Now, what y'all had said, as the people say, what y'all had said about Cornelius was not involved. I told y'all Cornelius, even before Cornelius has admitted to being involved. Okay. But let's just keep going. But hey, whatever. But y'all know I don't be knowing nothing though.
After the killing. Mr. Jamarcus Johnson has given truthful statements to the state with regard to all those acts. Those are 3 acts of an accessory after the fact that did aid in the cover-up and this conspiracy. For those reasons, now that we understand those to be the facts of his involvement, now that he's given a truthful statement with regard to these things, he has also identified a picture of his brother Justin Johnson wearing the outfit of one of the shooters of Dolph just directly before the homicide. Now that he's been 100% cooperative and truthful, we're asking Your Honor to accept the guilty plea and recommendation in the case. There's a criminal information that is before Your Honor. It has 3 counts. It's I-2300019. It alleges 3 counts of accessory after the fact for those 3 acts that I just described to the court: taking possession of the car, the cell phone, and then using the cell phone to facilitate those communications. Even though Mr. Johnson is a range 1 offender, he has no criminal history he's agreeing by this guilty plea, which is open to the court, that he should be sentenced as a range 2 offender. These are E felonies. Range 2 for an E felony carries 2 to 4 years incarceration. He's pleading guilty to all 3 counts of the information to those 3 E felonies, 2 to 4 years incarceration. He's also agreeing that when Your Honor sentences him, that all 3 of those sentences should be consecutive to each other. So Mr. Johnson is in essence pleading guilty to the court, open to the court, to a sentence that can range between 6 and 12 years when Your Honor sentences Mr. Johnson.
Yes, sir.
The parties are not asking Your Honor to sentence Mr. Johnson presently. We're asking Your Honor to delay the matter, to reset it for sentencing.
Yes, sir.
There are conditions of release pending sentencing that are outlined in a separate sentencing memorandum, which is filed with this guilty plea.
Yes, sir.
And at a later date, the state will request that Your Honor sentence Mr. Johnson. I've stated the facts at the start of the plea, so I ask for counsel to stipulate to the facts. I'll just very, very briefly, basically 2 or 3 yes or no questions asked of Board Honor Mr. Johnson during the guilty plea.
Yes, sir.
I'll ask Your Honor to accept the plea after that.
Ms. Corman.
And Judge, I believe that would be the evidence the state would present in the case on trial. We do stipulate there's a factual basis, and we're going to ask the court to accept our negotiated settlement.
Mr. Hagerman, thank you. Mr. Johnson, Jamarcus Johnson, come around, please, sir. Johnson, come up here where Deputy Chambers is. And once you get to the seal of Shelby County, put your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand to be sworn, sir. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give this cause to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you die? Thank you, sir. Mr. Johnson, have a seat here on the witness stand, please, sir. Counsel, approach, please. Yes, sir. Chambers. Need your signature and my signature on the document, Mr. Hagerman. Thank you, sir. Jamarcus Johnson, good morning, sir. Mr. Johnson, what's your real name, sir? Jamarcus Johnson. You need to speak up a little bit louder. The court reporter here has to write down everything you said. Of course, I need to speak up a little bit louder. You can take a mask down if you want to. Yes, sir.
Jamarcus Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, what school did you go to, sir?
High school.
How far did you get in school?
12th grade.
Did you finish the 12th grade?
No, sir.
Did you ever get a GED, sir?
No, sir.
Can you read and write okay, Mr. Johnson?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Johnson, answer those questions because the law requires you to answer, okay?
Okay.
A couple of things, Mr. Johnson. You were charged by way of an indictment 2204769 to charge with conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. So that Class A felony carried anywhere from 15 to 60 years in prison. You're pleading guilty on a superseding information I-23-00019 to charge you with 3 counts of accessory after the fact. That's an E felony, carries up to 6 years in prison. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Johnson, you have a right to have this case, this charge submitted to the grand jury. When you enter a guilty plea on this information, you're waiving. You've given up your rights to have this case of accessory after the fact submitted to the grand jury. That case comes to court quicker when you plead on an information. The state will make you the best offer they will ever make on an information, but you're giving up. You're waiving your rights to have this case on an accessory submitted and reviewed by the grand jury. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you want to do, sir?
Yes, sir.
For the record, I would find that Mr. Corman in this court has advised Mr. Johnson has the right to have his charge of accessory after the fact reviewed by a grand jury. If the grand jury found probable cause, they would indict him. If they did not find probable cause, they would no deal this charge. And find that Mr. Johnson has made that decision intelligently and knowingly. Mr. Johnson, I'm going to show you a document for the record. This is a petition for waiver trial by jury and request for acceptance of the plea of guilty. On that bottom right-hand corner where it reads defendant, did you sign that, sir? Yes, sir. Mr. Johnson, all of your rights are above your signature. Those are your state and federal constitutional rights. Did your attorney, Mr. Corman, go over those rights with you and explain them to you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand the rights that you waived and given up today, sir?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jamarcus Johnson, you heard Mr. Paul Hagerman, the prosecutor, recent statements in court a few minutes ago. When you enter this guilty plea, when you enter this change of plea today, you're telling the court that if you had a trial on your case, the state of Tennessee would bring witnesses to court. Those witnesses would testify under oath. They would say things that are similar, that are consistent with what the prosecutor just read. You're telling the court, Mr. Johnson, that if the jury believed those witnesses, that jury would have enough reason to find you guilty of accessory after the fact. You understand that? Yes, sir. You have an absolute right to have a trial on your case if you wanted one. You have a right to say, Judge Crawford, not guilty of anything, and I want a trial. Judge, I am demanding a trial. And had this case been tried, you would have a right to confront and cross-examine those witnesses against you. Say you have to bring those folks to court. You can look at it in person. They would sit right there on that chair on the witness stand where you're seated. Your lawyer, Mr. Corman, will question those folks to see whether or not they are telling the truth. If a jury did not believe those witnesses, or if that jury thought they were lying or mistaken, that jury would find you not guilty and I would dismiss your case. You understand that, sir? Yes, sir. Had you gone to trial in this case, Mr. Johnson, you would also have the right to present proof. You can put on witnesses if you wanted to. You can present evidence. You don't have to do anything at a trial ever. If you wanted to, and only if you wanted to, you can take that witness stand and you can testify. You can tell the jury what happened. You can tell the jury your side of the story. If you chose to remain silent and not say a single word, I would tell that jury they cannot hold it against you for any reason at all. You understand that, sir? Yes, sir. Mr. Johnson, had you gone to trial in this case, if you had any witnesses that could help you, your attorney, Mr. Corman, would send them a subpoena and have them come to court and testify for you. If your witnesses didn't show up, or they just flat out refused to come to court, I would have those folks arrested by the sheriff. I would make your witnesses come in. I would make them testify. If I had to, Mr. Johnson, I would put them in jail until your case was tried. You understand that, sir? Yes, sir. Had you gone to trial and had a jury found you guilty of anything, you can appeal any conviction the jury gave you. You can appeal any punishment that I gave you. The Court of Criminal Appeals would grant you a new trial or even dismiss your case if that court found that mistakes have been made in your trial. If you could not afford an attorney, I would appoint someone for you free of charge to handle your appeal. Do you understand that, sir? Sir. Mr. Jamarcus Johnson, when you enter this change of plea, when you enter this guilty plea, you waive, you give up all those rights. You ask this court to find you guilty without a trial. And Mr. Johnson, both sides are recommending that I do not sentence you today, that a delayed execution of these judgments is set. This case for a sentencing hearing, and at that sentencing hearing, Mr. Johnson, you'll be sentenced somewhere between 6 and 12 years in prison. Now, is that the degree you have to state in Tennessee, sir? Yes, sir. Mr. Johnson, you've been sworn to tell the truth. You understand that, sir? Yes, sir. Everything that you say under oath has to be true. If you do not tell the truth, the state could indict you for perjury. That carries up to 12 years in prison. Do you understand that, sir? Yes, sir. Before I continue with this guilty plea colloquy, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Hagerman has asked the court's permission to ask you some questions. You waive your right to remain silent when you enter this guilty plea. So listen to the questions that Mr. Hagerman asked of you, sir. Yes, sir. Make sure you answer those questions truthfully. You understand that? Yes, sir. If Mr. Hagerman of his mind said, Judge Coffey, we don't believe Mr. Jamarcus Johnson has been truthful, they're going to ask the court to vacate this guilty plea, will strike this guilty plea, and your case will go back to the same status as was before this information was found. You understand that, sir? Yes, sir. Any questions, sir? Yes, sir. Mr. Hagerman, you may proceed, sir.
Justin, we have talked before, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And when we talked, you told me about meeting with your half-brother, Justin. He's your half-brother, is that right?
Yes, sir.
You told me about meeting with your half-brother, Justin, about a week or so after the murder of Adolph Jr., is that right?
Yes, sir.
You told me at that time that he gave you a car, is that right?
Yes, sir.
You told me at that time he also gave you his cellular telephone, is that correct?
Correct.
you told me that, or did you tell me that afterwards you used that cellular telephone at his request?
Yes, sir.
Did you describe to me a scenario in which you would place one phone up to another while Justin was on another phone for the benefit of his parole or probation officer?
He was called to get somebody's number, and I would put my phone down on the bed, and I put somebody else's phone right there and let them talk to each other.
And you told me about the times that you did that, is that correct? And you also described times not just with the probation or parole officer, but also with an individual known to you as C. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you now know that individual to be Cornelius Smith, is that right? And you described to me, and you turned this phone over, and in it were text messages with this individual C, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And some of these text messages, some of what you witnessed was conversation with regard to money that Justin would be getting to C, is that correct?
He asked for money, yes, sir.
Asked for money,
Yes, sir.
is that correct?
Yeah. He was asking for money for somebody else, from somebody else.
Okay, and that somebody else was referred to as Unc, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this would be money that C asked for from Justin that Justin was gonna get from Unc.
Yes, sir.
Is that correct? You described all that to me.
Yes, sir.
You've also looked at some photographs that included one of your half-brother in a particular outfit, and you identified Justin Johnson, your half-brother, in the photograph.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that one day you may be called to testify in trial on this matter?
Yes, sir.
Did you tell the truth at that time?
Yes, sir.
Have you told the truth to me?
Yes, sir.
No further questions.
People's Hagerman. Mr. Corby, you have any questions of Jamarcus Johnson?
No question. Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Marcus Johnson, the felonies that you pled guilty to, accessory after the fact, is Class E felony. It carries anywhere technically from 1 day to 6 years in prison. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
You have agreed under what's called a hybrid guilty plea, State versus Mailer and Hicks, State versus Hicks, in which you're agreeing to plead outside of your range. You're not a range 2 offender. You understand that? In order to be a range 2 offender, you have to have 2 prior felony convictions. You don't have any felony convictions. You understand that? You can agree to plead outside of your range as long as it's within the range of punishment for that crime, that E felony, as long as you're doing that in your best interest. You understand that? So you agree to plead outside of your range as a multiple range 2 offender. That range 2 sentence will carry anywhere from 2 to 4 years in prison. And you've also agreed that at your sentencing hearing, you will be sentenced to consecutive sentences on these 3 counts. So it's a minimum sentence of 6 years in prison to as much as 12 years in prison. Do you understand that, sir? You understand normally, unless you make that agreement, you cannot be sentenced to more than 2 years in prison. If they were run consecutive, it would be a total sentence of 6. Do you understand that? Mr. Johnson, once the court sentences you, you lose all of your rights to citizenship. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
If you're sentenced on this case, in order to serve the sentence in prison, you'll be a convicted felon. That felony conviction will be on your record forever. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
If you were sentenced to a penitentiary sentence, even placed on probation, would have to render you infamous for the rest of your life. You lose all of your rights to citizenship. For instance, you lose the right to vote. You cannot vote until you completed that sentence. The right to vote was restored or given back to you by judge and circuit court or by a certificate from the Tennessee Department of Correction. Do you understand that, sir? As a convicted felon, Mr. Johnson, you can never serve on a trial jury. You can never possess. You can never carry. You can never buy. You can never own any handguns, firearms, rifles, shotguns, pistols, ammunition, or even bullets. Mr. Johnson, if you had in your possession, in your hands, in your pockets, on a house or car or any other place, if you possess any firearms, if you have one single bullet in your possession, United States Prosecution Federal Court, unlawfully possessing a firearm as a convicted felon, you can be sentenced to federal penitentiary for a long time. If you possess any handgun or firearm, Tennessee can prosecute you for that. That carries up to 30 years in state prison. Do you understand that, sir? And again, you've been sworn to tell the truth, and everything that you say has to be true. You understand that, sir? Yes, sir. Do you have any questions about the rights that you waived, the guilty plea you entered, or this agreement you have to state of Tennessee, Mr. Jamarcus Johnson?
No, sir.
Have any complaints about anything that Mr. Corman has done since he's been your lawyer, sir?
Yes, sir.
How long has Mr. Corman been your lawyer, Mr. Johnson?
8 months.
Did he get this 7 months? Did he get discovery for you?
Yes, sir.
Did he let you know what to say? We'll try to prove if you had a trial.
Yes, sir.
Did you have anything that you wanted Mr. Corman to investigate for you?
No, sir.
Do you have any complaints at all about anything that Mr. Corman has done or has not done since he's been your lawyer?
No, sir.
Do you also understand, Mr. Johnson, that part of this agreement, this memorandum, adopted by the parties, will be filed as a public record with your guilty plea? You're pleading guilty to those 3 counts in that information. You're also agreeing that you be sentenced as a range 2 offender, even though you are in fact only a range 1 offender. You understand that? You also are agreeing that those 3 felony convictions will be served consecutively to each other or one another, making that an effective sentence of minimum of 6 years to as much as 12 years in prison. You've also agreed that the state of Tennessee has not made you any promises, no recommendations to your sentence other than they would detail to the court any cooperation and truthful testimony or statements that you have given that may have aided in the prosecution. As Mr. Hagerman just told you, if some of those other cases go to trial, Justin Johnson or Cornelius Smith or Hernandez Godan, if those cases go to trial, the state of Tennessee might actually call you as a witness. You understand that? You understand you waive your right to remain silent, and you could in fact be compelled to testify if those other cases are tried.
Yes, sir.
You'll also be supervised by Shelby County Pretrial Services. They reporting all parties are recommending that you be released on bond in an amount of $25,000. And once you make that bond, Mr. Johnson, you have to report to Shelby County Pretrial Services. They're reporting. We'll file that order with this guilty plea also. You have a curfew from 9 o'clock at night until 5 o'clock in the morning. You have to be at home every day, all day, until your case is disposed of, unless you are working. I want to encourage you to work. And if you are working, you have to provide the pretrial services proof that you are, in fact, working. Otherwise, from 9 o'clock at night until 5 o'clock in the morning, you have to be at home every day, every night. You understand?
Okay, y'all. So now, I ain't gonna lie, I was on a phone call. I had got a phone call, so I didn't hear all of it, but I had seen that before. Now, based on that, hey, I think Jamarcus knows a lot because he was in possession of a lot. Of course, they're not gonna put all of that out right there because it's not the trial, right? It wasn't the trial. But hey, he said he understood. It's over, Miss T. You was right. Once again, I told you. Shit. I be trying to tell these people, sis. But, hey. But that's why I said, do y'all think he's going to fare well? I think that if Jamarcus stays out of the way, I think that he will fare well. He's done a very good job of, you haven't seen any complaints. I'm sure he's doing what he's supposed to do. If I had to guess, I would say that he's probably not in Memphis, but he could be. Okay, he could be. I don't want to know where he's at. Okay, but I would guess that I would say that he wasn't. He probably comes for when he has to go to court. Okay, hold on one second. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. Get on somewhere, Riley. This is for my street niggas. Go make some money. Okay, I got to go all the way back up. Oh, shoot. Oh, here it is right here. Okay, Shad the God says that he's a rat. Oh, wow. He will farewell, but he can say farewell to drama-free life. He will unfortunately be paranoid for the rest of his life. I don't know about that, because after about 2 years, a straight drop probably gonna be ready to tell everything, because them little dudes is not going to. After a few years, a lot of them gonna either be in jail or have moved on. Believe it or not, straight drop don't even understand that a lot of those dudes that's hollering free straight drop and all of that, they do that because they want to be rappers. They want clout, and saying free him brings people to their pages. It ain't even about him. And after his trial is over, and after the sensationalism of the Youngdolph case is over, it's over with for all of that. We see what the street shit get them. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. It's 193 people in here. I want you guys to hit the like button. Run the likes up for me. I need 25 more likes, y'all. I need 25 more likes.
You'll also be in order to enroll in any other programs that pretrial services deem either group programs, individual programs, such as random drug screens. You have to check in with these folks automatically, regular contact with the person who supervises bond. And you also cannot possess a firearm while this case is pending and while sentencing is pending. Do you understand that, sir? Do you have any questions about any of those conditions that we talked about? Mr. Jamarcus Johnson, when found for the record, the attorney, Mr. Joshua Corman, has represented you satisfactorily. I find that Mr. Corman and this court have explained all your rights to you. I find that you understand those rights and that you waived it. You've given up those rights intelligently and knowingly. I do find that there is a factual basis. There is a legally sufficient reason for this guilty plea, which has been entered freely and voluntarily. And upon you plead guilty to information I-23-00019, counts 1, 2, and 3, Class E felonies of accessory after the fact. Mr. Johnson, it is a judgment of this court that you are guilty. The court is going to delay the execution of these judgments. Will delay its sentence on this case until Ms. Corman, Ms. Mine, Mr. Hagman, do you have a recommended date for the next setting on this case?
We get about 45, somewhere between 45, about 60 days.
The 60 days is August 10th, Thursday, August 10th is the day for all warriors.
That's a good day, Judge. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Open on, oh, sorry. They will be open on Monday. We won't be in court on Monday. In 2 months, sir. Thank you, sir. Mr. Hagerman and Ms. Mine.
Yes, sir.
The indicted case 2204769, do you want to dispose of that today or carry it? Madam Clerk, show the other case 2204769 set for report on Thursday, August the 10th.
If the Ms. Clerk could make a note of the bond.
You could look at that young man and tell that the weight of the world was on his shoulders. You could tell by looking at his eyes. I'm willing to bet he was tight. I mean, you could tell the weight of the world is on his shoulders.
The Your Honor, that covers both other cases.
I'm gonna tell y'all something, and I'm not trying to be all sentimental and stuff, because y'all know how I get. I be crying and stuff, and I'm listen. It's hurtful to me to see like a 20. I think Jamarcus is like 26 or something like that. To see a 20-something-year-old young man sitting there, not realizing what he had gotten himself into, and it ended up him having to like throw himself a lifeline. And I'm sure he didn't want to do that to his brother. you can look at him now, like how his eyes are, how he's looking, like what in the fuck is going on? Like that's hurtful to me when I see these young men like that. They go out and they do stuff and they don't even realize what it is that they're taking on, and the system chews them up and spit them out, because most Black men don't even really have the money that it takes to fight against that system, right? They don't have the money to fight against a state system, let alone a federal system. And that's what pisses me off about a lot of these rappers that make this money, and they look, guys like Jamarcus and them, they look at them as being nobody. You bitch ass motherfuckers came about the motherfucking hood, you fuck niggas. That's the reason why I said I don't give a F about no Gotti, because he know better. He wrong for what he did. They're the ones that's single-handedly ruining this younger generation. These young dudes are supposed to be the future, right? And yeah, they did wrong. They did. But what they had was a bunch of old niggas egging them on. They know these dudes ain't got nothing. They come from nothing. So they start dangling money and fame and stuff in their face. They ain't got no guidance. They already crashing out. And they saying, go ahead and crash the nigga on out because I'm a F nigga. Hell, I'm jealous. I'm jealous-hearted. And so that's the reasons why I say it started with Yo Gotti. All of this stuff started with him. He got to pay for that with his jealous spirit, acting like a damn woman. And all the rest of them niggas around him that participated in it, whether it's in this money bag, any of them, they all got to go down. Moneybag and Black Youngsta, them ain't no damn spring chickens here. Black Youngsta done had so many damn nervous breakdowns, it don't make no sense. So he ain't even did right by him. How you put a Negro that already ain't got no stable mind in a position because he want to be in your good favor where his mind already ain't wasn't the best? And he had all kinds of breakdowns. This ain't nothing I'm making up. Hell, we witnessed a lot of it. JoJo Splat was having breakdowns. I watched that on Facebook. JoJo Splat was about 18 years old at the time. And so they get a bunch of these damn old ass fools around them that get on their knees for a damn dime and say, look here, little nigga, go get one of them young niggas and get them some money and send them out. Give them a little bit of money. These old ass, a lot of these older Black men are the ones that's messing up our community. And that's the reasons why you see a lot of them, not all of them, because there's some good Black men. And I promise to God, I commend them. I'll stand behind them. I'll stand with them. Any of them that's righteous. But these ones that's messing up our community, I don't give a damn about them. They got money and they know better. They came out of these same hoods and they got the nerve. They understand how hard it is. They got the nerve to be reaching back after these same people that's in the inner cities was the ones buying their music. The white folks wouldn't put no money behind them if the Black people had not bigged them up by making them famous and buying their damn music. They got to know they can make some money off of them. And they usually come by way of having fans, a lot of Black young men and women that support them, you freaks. Okay? And so, no, I don't have no empathy for Black men that single, that get selfish after they come from out the trenches. So when I see the Vatos and all of them hollering about, it's CMG, motherfucker, you got kids. You got kids that's the same age as these little dudes too, and you have the nerve to get behind somebody just because you want to be in the end. You want a check to help destroy young people, all because they jealous hearted. Like I said, if you can't stand to see somebody be blessed, you that jealous of a man, you need to put your damn tutus on and go to a damn ballerina class and bend over. And so that just, it makes me mad as I look at him, because I've counseled with young men and I understand that a lot of them the trauma and stuff that they go through in their homes that a lot of people don't even know anything about. Yeah, I know young adults are manipulative and they have to pay for what they do. Once they commit the crimes, they got to pay for them. Okay. But these old Negroes like the Orange Mountain Quets, the Yo Gottis, at the Zacharys, all of them, they wrong. They wrong because they have the influence to actually to redirect them in the right direction. But instead, they allow greed and money to get in their eyesight and not giving a damn about nobody other than a fake floss and flex. And they help to destroy these young men's lives when they should be redirecting them in another direction. Hell, somebody ought to have some pride about something. It ought to be something that people won't do for some money. I get real suspicious about men that'll do the very ultimate things for money. I don't even know how women trust them. But looking at him, you could tell that Jamarcus has to pay for whatever his part is in this, but you could tell that the weight of the world is on his shoulder. That young man looking like he don't know what's going on. He don't know nothing about the system like that. All he can say is yes, yeah, all what he think he understand. Because the system is chewing them up and spitting them out every day. Okay, and you got a lot of older adults that are double their age that's helping to put them in that position, and they ain't even got no type of empathy. They doing it without any problems, any qualms. They ain't got no qualms about doing it. They wrong. They wrong. Anyways, let me keep going because I be getting mad.
$25,000 covers all this case, the information case, and the indicted case 2204769. I don't know if the bond was on that case, but should the bond a collective global bond of $25,000 to cover both cases. Anything else we need to address on this case?
Mayor,
Mr. Hagerman, thank you all. Mr. Johnson, I see you on August 10th. Sound trouble, sir. Be safe. We'll get that copy of the order to you in a few minutes, okay? Thank you, sir. Yes, ma'am.
All right, for those of you who are just joining us this morning, that was a live look inside of Judge Coffey's courtroom as well. Hernandez Govin and Cornelius Smith, Justin Johnson keep you updated.
And what we told the court, and I think those things speak for themselves.
And just talk about Jamarcus Johnson to testify.
I couldn't hear you.
Do you expect Jamarcus Johnson to testify at the trial?
You know, as we said in court, that's very high probability.
What day? I got lost in the mix right there. What day did you say Jamarcus Johnson actually took possession of the car and the cell phone?
About a week after the crime.
So they said Jamarcus took possession of the car and the cell phone a week after the crime.
So how long has kind of this deal been in the works, and was Jamarcus Johnson immediately helpful to your guys' investigation, or did that take a little bit of time?
Really can't comment on facts we didn't get to in court. I can say that he's been 100% helpful. I can say that he turned over the cell phone, which is evidence in the case, and sort of leave it at that as far as time.
So one of the conditions of the plea deal is that he testify in the trial against his brother and against Mr. Smith.
There's a good possibility that he testifies in a trial against his brother and Mr. Smith. He has to tell the truth. That's what this was guilty plea is hinged on. He has to tell the truth.
All right. So you said that there was
else to take a plea deal.
Couldn't comment on that even if I knew.
All right. So you said that there was the car, but the car was not the same one that was used in the murder. What car was that?
This is a different car that Mr. Johnson owned. Again, these are facts we didn't get into in court, other than it was a different car, and his taking possession of the car aided in his brother's escape from law enforcement.
As well as the cell phone. What happens to that conspiracy charge now?
It's reset along with the cases for which he pled guilty. It's still pending the same day.
Could you break down the three accessory after the fact? We know the car and the phone, that's one. What were the other two?
There's three. So there's the car, there's the phone, and there's the fact that he used the phone for two different purposes. And that was to deceive the probation officer into thinking that Justin Johnson was still in Memphis when in fact he took flight after the crime to other places. And then using the phone to coordinate communications with Cornelius Smith.
So Jamarcus Johnson's the first person charged to plead guilty before be convicted in this case. How does this help you moving forward with the other defendants in the case?
Well, I say litigation, especially on conspiracy cases where you have multiple players, multiple different people doing different things. In order to get those cases to trial and then get those successfully prosecuted, it's a little bit like chess. You got to set up your pieces before you start making moves. And it's just setting up a piece.
And just for clarity.
Now, let me just say this. Thank you, Teresa, for the $5 super sticker. This man says that you have different people doing different things. And in order to get those cases to trial, you got to set up your test pieces, okay? So when folks sit up and talk about ain't nobody else gonna be indicted, I've been told you niggas from day one that it was gonna be more people indicted, okay? That's number one. Number two, okay? Right after Paul Hagerman said that about chess pieces, and I don't like speaking about the dead, okay? But that's shortly after you saw Black Youngsta do a video acting like he had a chessboard in the video and then you started seeing Juke talking about that, posting a picture of they was playing chess, they making chess moves and all of that, as if they could outsmart the government. And this is the false sense of reality that they give these young dudes when hell they can't beat the government. Okay, Black Youngsta might be worth $1 million or $2 million. If I might be giving him too much credit. How in the hell he think he could ever outbeat a government that don't run out of money? Okay, let's keep going.
Jamarcus Johnson didn't receive anything.
Jamarcus Johnson, no, absolutely not. His only involvement in the case is what we just outlined to you. About a week or so afterwards, he took acts that helped his brother evade law enforcement.
A while back, Judge Coffey indicated that most probably these cases move at a certain pace, right? Said maybe not next year, the year after. Does this in any way accelerate? Could we see the case like actually come before it sooner? Maybe next year, maybe?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. It's going to depend on the other attorneys. And it's going to depend on just when they're ready and what days we get.
What are Thornton's family's thoughts on this deal?
Mr. Blue's sort of been the family representative as far as coming to court. But we had a conference call with the family yesterday. They understand what this is about. And they're encouraged by the progress in the litigation. And ultimately, one day they want to see a trial on this thing. And they know this is a step toward that.
Is there a chance that he could serve just only probation and no prison time?
I don't want to comment on what his sentences could be because we haven't gotten there yet. We have to have a sentencing hearing and the judge will make determinations. He's pled guilty to 3 Class E felonies. The sentence is between 6 and 12 years. On E felonies, you're eligible to ask for diversion, probation, or whatever, but those are decisions for a different day by this judge.
So I just want to make sure that I'm getting this clear. So each count of accessory after the fact, there's the reception of the property as one accessory after the fact, and then each usage of the phone is 2 different accessory charges.
So what's important is you got 3 accessory charges in total. What those things are about taking receipt of the car and the phone and then using the phone in manners that help Justin Johnson evade law enforcement. He's pled guilty to all 3. He's agreed to be a range 2 offender, even though he's actually a range 1 offender. So he's agreed to a sentence between 2 and 4 years on each one, even though if he went to trial on those charges, he wouldn't get that much time. It would be between 1 and 2 years. He's also agreed that they're all consecutive to each other. So his total exposure is 6 to 12 years on the 3 charges, and sentencing is pending.
What did he agree to range 2 and not range 1?
It's a product of negotiations between the parties. It's not atypical.
One of the outstanding questions here is the motive for the actual killing. Can you discuss that at all at this point? Simply money or something else?
I can't comment on anything on the record. Can't remember whether or not our indictment gets into the motive or not. But I think there probably will be some information forthcoming about that sooner rather than later.
All right. I remember you
Y'all
said
heard
there
that, didn't you?
He had said that he did see there was payment to Justin. Do we know where that payment is coming from, or who did he receive that from?
I can't comment on that. All right, everybody. See everybody.
See, y'all, I always like to go back to the beginning, because when people will confuse you, and it's amazing to me. I know some people are paid and they're in cliques and stuff, and they're paid to, they don't have a life, so they get a kick out of being involved in groups and running all over YouTube, and they be in their 40s and 50s and 60s, a bunch of damn fools, by going in people's going in people's comments and making false accusations and all kinds of crazy stuff, because they want to be in a clique with certain vloggers that have them running like monkeys. A lot of them probably on some type of narcotic or some type of med. Okay. That's the reasons why, it's shocking to me how some of these women let people send them out as it relates to a lot of stuff. Some of these men too. Okay. When they talk about me, but I think that I'm healthy with not having a man at this point. Some of these bitches claim they got dick. He must not be, because it ain't nowhere in the world if you got a man living in the house with a damn man, and he letting you let a vlogger send you all over YouTube acting like a damn fool. Evidently, you ain't getting none of it at home, okay? Because if those that be claiming I got a man, bitch, if you was getting dick down like you was supposed to, no other vlogger could make you look like a damn monkey with a lot of the shit y'all doing, okay? Because if I had one, I probably wouldn't be on here either. I'd be getting some of it. And no vlogger, rather with or without a man, could ever make me look like a fool on YouTube, okay? That's why I say a lot of you on meds. So that's why I like to go back to the beginning, okay? I like to go back to the beginning so that people can remember. When you go back to the beginning, it's able to bring you back to the center and the core for you to remember and reject all of that crazy stuff, because people put out a lot of crazy stuff that is put out, okay? See, people forget, but when you go back to the beginning, everything you need is there are always nuggets at the beginning, okay? At the beginning, okay? And I had to put that in there because I get sick of them talking about where your man at. I got a man. Why you on here running all over YouTube? You let some vlogger let you run all over YouTube like a monkey. If you got a man at home, bitch, you ought to be somewhere laid up under him with your legs open, not letting a vlogger send you out like a damn monkey. Okay? Oh, wow. Let me see. Y'all, they said it was a shootout on Mendenhall. Riley and Remy, I'm getting y'all. I promise I'm getting y'all. But that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. When you forget, when you want to believe all the craziness, go back to the beginning. When folks want to put in your head that ain't nobody else gonna be indicted, that man couldn't tell everything. But he says, I believe there will be some stuff forthcoming about, why. You cannot solve a case. Okay. That lets you know that that statement right there should let you know that it goes further than straight drop them, because straight dropping them had already been charged. So if the motive was just straight drop them, it would stop there. It would say, the motive was, the people that are charged. Okay. They had a motive to do it. But he says, I believe there will be some charges or something. I want to go back to that later on about the motive. Some stuff coming forward about the motive. So that means it goes beyond straight drop in them. You can't, I mean, you have to know the motive. They didn't just randomly decide that they wanted to take him out. And if it started and ended with straight dropping them, he would have said it. They had motive to do it. Okay. I think Yo Gotti want to make people think that he's or people around Yo Gotti want to make folks think that Yo Gotti is untouchable. That's what they want to make people think. Because Yo Gotti even knows himself that that's not true. Because if he thought it was true, he wouldn't have jumped out. He wouldn't have hopped on his Instagram after he had just got that visit from them alphabet boys and said, y'all keep my name out of that shit. Okay. Let me see something. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. I want to go back to Hagerman. I want y'all to listen closely to Hagerman. And I don't ever want y'all to forget this as long as this case goes on. Because it's a lot of stuff he can't say.
Johnson was still in Memphis when, in fact, he took flight after the crime to other places, and then using the phone to coordinate communications with Cornelius Smith.
So Jamarcus Johnson is the first person charged to plead guilty before be convicted in this case. How does this help you moving forward with the other defendants in the case?
Well, I say litigation, especially on conspiracy cases where you have multiple players, multiple different people doing different things.
Y'all heard him say conspiracy. Conspiracy. There are multiple players. Conspiracy. Okay.
In order to get those cases to trial and then get those successfully prosecuted, it's a little bit like chess. You got to set up your pieces before you start making moves. And it's just setting up a piece.
And just for clarification, Jamarcus Johnson didn't receive any payment.
Jamarcus Johnson, no, absolutely not. His only involvement in the case is what we just outlined to you. About a week or so afterwards, he took acts that helped his brother evade law enforcement.
A while back, Judge Coffey indicated that most probably these cases move at a certain pace, right? Said maybe not next year, the year after. Does this in any way accelerate? Could we see the case like actually come to court sooner? Maybe next year, maybe?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. It's going to depend on the other attorneys, and it's going to depend on just when they're ready and what days we get.
What are Thornton's family's thoughts on this deal?
Mr. Blue has sort of been the family representative as far as coming to court. But we had a conference call with the family yesterday. They understand what this is about, and they're encouraged by the progress in litigation, and ultimately one day they want to see a trial on this thing, and they know this is a step toward that.
Is there a chance that he could serve just only probation and no prison time?
I don't want to comment on what his sentences could be because we haven't gotten there yet. We have to have a sentencing hearing, and the judge will make determinations. He's pled guilty to 3 Class E felonies. The sentence is between 6 and 12 years. On E felonies, you're eligible to ask for diversion, probation, or whatever, but those are decisions for a different day by this judge.
So I just want to make sure that I'm getting this clearly. So each count of accessory after the fact, there's the reception of the property as one accessory after the fact, and then each usage of the phone is 2 different accessory charges.
So you got, what's important is you got 3 accessory charges in total. What those things are about taking receipt of the car and the phone, and then using the phone in manners that help Justin Johnson evade law enforcement. He's pled guilty to all 3. He's agreed to be a range 2 offender, even though he's actually a range 1 offender. So he's agreed to a sentence between 2 and 4 years on each one, even though if he went to trial on those charges, he wouldn't get that much time. It would be between 1 and 2 years. He's also agreed that they're all consecutive to each other. So his total exposure is 6 to 12 years. on the 3 charges, and sentencing is pending.
What did he agree to range 2 and not range 1?
It's a product of negotiations between the parties. It's not atypical.
One of the outstanding questions here, the motive for the actual killing. Can you discuss that at all at this point?
Now, y'all listen to this very carefully. The reporter says, we want to know, the outstanding question is the motive. Listen to what he says.
Simply money or something else?
I can't comment on anything on the record. Can't remember whether or not our indictment gets into the motive or not. But I think there probably will be some information forthcoming about that sooner rather than later.
All right.
Y'all heard that right? Y'all heard that right? Anyways, y'all, I sure did not intend to stay on for 3 hours because I was intending to do a members live. But like I said, it's always good to go back to the very beginning, right? Because when you go back to the beginning, it helps you to remember. It helps you to remember, right, what you forgot. And with so much stuff being put into the atmosphere, it's easy for people to get confused. It really is. Michael X, I don't know what you're talking about. Why would the city council hate Dolph? The city council didn't hate no Youngdolph. Cypress said I should go and do a members live. Oh Lord, I've been on here for almost 3.5 hours. They let GoVan go. The city council didn't let GoVan go free. The city council, Michael, ain't got nothing to do with that. With letting GoVan go. That had everything to do with the prosecutors. And I'm sure prosecutors don't let you go unless there is a reason that's going to be beneficial to them. I enjoyed you all too. I don't know what Michael X is talking about. Lord have mercy. Oh my God. Oh Lord have mercy. Woo! Lord have mercy. Black Money said, let us get some exclusive. Who was I should have written it down. Who was I going to tell you? I was going to talk about Cornelius. Yeah, I had some information on Cornelius, but I mean, I think at this point, I don't know. With Cornelius, I think Cornelius just want to live at some point, get out and live and be great. I think that's what he want to do. He just want to get out one day and live. He'll never be great because he did kill Youngdolph. He was the one that was holding that Draco. Memphis is a corrupt city. Yeah, most cities are with politicians. Any city that's got a politician in it, a lot of them are corrupt. Oh, I've been following a story on the mayor down there in New Orleans. I don't know. It's caught my attention for many reasons. I was reading about some stuff last night on that, and I don't. Hey, they want to do something to her. Somebody show Brother X to the door, please. Thank you, Miss Dolores Daly. Oh my God, Michael X, you don't think that they let Orange Mound quit out for a reason? Orange Mound Quet is seasoned at being a criminal now. He been going in and out the system for years. He ain't no fool.
voicemail, press 2.
Hey, Micah X, why you hang up? Micah X hung up. I mean, what you hang up for? They said, can we get Brother X to his next destination? That was him that just called. He hung up though. They said Cornelius and Jamarcus ain't the only ones. They're not the only ones. What y'all cooking for dinner? Y'all know what I'm getting ready to do. Y'all know I went to the market and in Millington and I got a good, it's so good and juicy and sweet. Y'all know I can only eat seeded watermelons. I woke up this morning eating that watermelon and basically that's all I've eaten all day because it's so good. I can't get enough of it. And I'm going to have to go back down there and get me another one before the week is out. I've always loved watermelon, but I wanted to do me like a 7-layer salad because like the mix that I make for my salad to put on my 7-layer salad. Oh my God, it is so good. It is so good. I'm trying to make sure I got everything. I got my lettuce, tomatoes, onions, egg. Lettuce, tomato, onions, egg. I like to chop up cauliflower, lettuce, tomato, onion, egg, cauliflower. It's 2 things I'm missing. Oh, I got my bacon bits. I said I won't eat no pork, but I gotta have my bacon bits. It's one more thing. It's something that I'm missing. Oh, I got my black olives. Yes, I got all of it. And I'm getting ready to make me a 7-layer salad. But the thing about it is the sauce that I mix up and put on top of that salad. Oh yeah, I got the corn. Oh, I don't have the peas, the cold peas. I might have to do without them this time. I'm gonna do a 7-layer salad and I'm gonna eat some more of my watermelon. That's all I want.
To accept, press 1.
Hey, thanks for calling Real Talk with Tamara.
Hey, Tamara, I was just trying to that. I'm like, how the hell Golden goes free, but like, Tupac Killer even went to jail.
You said, I couldn't hear my dog started barking. You said Tupac didn't go to jail.
No, I said, like, how the hell Golden goes free and Tupac Killer, like, you know, the dude who killed Tupac just went to jail. I'm like, how the hell Golden just came
Yeah, but what people are forgetting is Govan charges have not been dropped. That's the main thing you're supposed to look at. If his charges get dropped, I know if his charges get dropped, then you need to be concerned. Those charges he still have, and he's still going to court. And as far as we know, it's still something going on there. You don't think that Govan could be of any help?
I do a killer. I never seen a killer come home. Like, you just killed dog came home. It's like, I feel like Gotti pulling some strings. You know, Gotti got them Illuminati type connections. Like, he probably like paid. Like, remember I was talking about the city council? They paid somebody to like city to like do something to like go over because like that shit crazy.
I don't know, but you know what? It's gonna be interesting to see, especially with the charges. I look at it this way: with the charges that Govan has now. Do you believe that Govan was the mastermind? I don't believe that he was.
I believe he was one of the masterminds. I believe it was probably like 3 masterminds involved in it.
You think so? You think it was his idea? He came up with the idea to take Dolph out?
Oh no, I don't think he came up with the idea to take it off, but I believe he was involved. Like he helped orchestrate.
Like he helped to get the other little dudes. I do believe that. But do you think that he paid for it?
You ever seen the movie Scarface when the dude Sosa paid the dude to try to kill Tony?
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was something like that. Like he helped orchestrate it, but he ain't come up with the idea like, oh, we just gonna kill Dolph, because I don't really think Golden really had a real motive other than money.
Right. I don't think. I think his motive was only money. I think. I don't think that he came up with the idea that I want Youngdolph gone. I think he was brought in.
Yeah, because Golden been in Memphis for a long time, so why would he just decide to kill Dolph in 2020? Like, it don't really make sense.
Right. Yeah. I never believed that he was the mastermind. Now he might have said, we're going to go get these little dudes because he had an affiliation with Trulia. But as far, I believe some people came to him to get some people.
Mm-hmm. And you know a rapper named Big Unk?
Yeah. You talking about that Be with Plea?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like that probably has something to do with it too, because it's like Dolph was showing so much love in the city. I don't think Dolph realized he was like the people he was signing and stuff, like his artists. I don't think Dolph really, because he was just trying to help people get like money and shit. I don't think he really realized he was signing like certain people who already had beef like with certain people. But I feel like the reason Dolph died was just all because of like jealousy. Like at the end of the day, it's all like a city full of hatred. Niggas don't want you to do better than them. That's what it really probably was and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just tripping on the fact because I'm like, how the fuck Tupac Killer went to jail, but Golden got out? Like,
looked like he gonna get out though.
That shit don't make sense. I just want Tupac Killer in jail, but Golden could get home.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think I look at it like this: Govan got to be out for a bigger reason. That's how I look at it.
A bigger reason? He just killed Dolph.
No. What I'm saying is, it's. I guess I don't want to. I feel like. I feel like it's. Because I feel like it's gonna be. Number one, I don't believe that he was a trigger man. I don't believe that he was a mastermind. I do believe he had a participation, but I believe with all of that being said, because he was not a shooter, because he didn't pay with his money, I do believe that he had an involvement. Okay, they brought him in. So if he was brought in, that means he could touch the main people who conceived this idea. He could help them with that.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I believe. I be hating to say certain stuff because these people be all in the bushes and that's like we need to hire him, man, to go kill such and such. These folks is crazy. They be wanting to go take the folks out if you mention their name, and I'm just saying, I don't know.
You're right, though. But I feel like Goldie, he was either working with the police or I'm telling you, because you probably think I'm sound crazy, but Gotti then fucking pulled one of the Illuminati cards out and had Goldie brought home because he didn't want Goldie to say something that seemed to Goldie on him. I feel like Gotti got connection with the city council. He down and then, paid some money to have something done because Memphis corrupt as fuck. So if you pay somebody like.
But I don't think the city council don't have anything to do with that, though. That's strictly the criminal justice system, and the city council has nothing to do with the criminal justice system. Whatever went on with Govan, that came straight out of that. Yeah.
Family members who know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody.
Well,
Memphis is really small, so everybody know everybody.
Well, yeah, everybody know everybody, but I think whatever went on with Govan, whatever it is that is behind what him being out, it came straight out of the DA's office and probably out of that federal building.
Hell yeah, because I'm like, I was just thinking in my head, why the fuck would the DA be looking out for this man? Like, what do he know on them to have him get bonds? Because you gotta, in order to get something like that done, you gotta know somebody who knows somebody. They ain't just gonna give any killer bond. If that was the case, every killer in Memphis would be getting on a bond. It was just this case, like, whoever Goldman is, he knows somebody who knows somebody. It's like, they just ain't finna look out for you like that. They gave this man a sweet deal. So then when the nigga violated probation, the nigga came home again. Like, how you violate a bond, then you get out again? Like, I probably sound crazy, but y'all probably like, man, this nigga Mike do got a point. Tupac killer got locked up, but
I don't think it's because they just. I think it's. I look at it another way. You ever see the killer come home twice? Yeah, I just kind of I look at it another way. I look at it. I kind of look at it another way. It looks like he's, I don't know. I just kind of look at it another way. I'm not giving them excuses. I'm not saying why I look at it another way. I'm just saying it's got to be because of a bigger situation. Like it's got to be because he could be more helpful than anything.
How he gonna help them?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you keep saying what you saying, what I'm saying. Like it's on two out, not outcomes, but it's on two things that's going on. He either like a federal informant or some shit, or he got that Illuminati. He got that Illuminati connection. Gotti done done like.
I don't think. Are you talking about Govan? I don't believe Govan got no. Well, I would say I don't believe he got no Illuminati connection. It might be something else, but I don't believe it's no Illuminati.
But Gotti know Jay-Z, and Jay-Z he probably can have.
Jay-Z trying to save his own ass because he next. What they doing to Puffy, they gonna get him too. So he got to worry about. He better be worried about himself.
Yeah, for the issues, I don't feel like that. Like, I feel like I ain't gonna say Dolph was tripping, but I feel like if he never went back to Memphis, bruh, man, you know how they say God don't make mistakes. I be saying like I don't really know about that life shit, but they be like when you die and shit, it's like everybody got a time to go. You not just be saying that. But I just feel like if Dolph never went back there, to like sometimes we got a time to leave Earth, but sometimes you can prevent a lot of shit if you just move a certain way. That nigga would have stayed in Atlanta. That nigga Dolph would still been. But that's how that shit goes sometimes. Dolph made a fatal mistake, but you only know you make a fatal mistake when some shit happened too late. Like, like when he said in that song, my grandma told me I don't got no friends. Dolph was supposed to know better. Like, your grandma told you don't got no friends, so supposed to already know. Don't go back to Memphis. But at the same time, I don't really like saying that shit, because when you say that to a nigga, they like, damn. Nobody want to feel like they a bitch or like you scary or nothing, but sometimes you go to certain places, it's like some shit bound to happen. Like, that's how that shit be. Like, most rappers gonna get killed in their own city, though. But shit, that's all I should say, though. I'm gonna get ready to let you get back to your stream and shit.
Okay, well, I'm just getting ready to close out. I appreciate you calling in.
Hell yeah, I was just trying to get to the bottom of this Govan and shit, though, but ain't nothing adding up. You say we don't really know about it. I don't really know what's going on.
You know what? I really think. Listen. I think it's for whatever is happening. It's for a reason.
I mean, that's an answer though, but that's not really. You just kind of really making me more confused because it's like
that's because you want me to explain it to you, and I don't feel comfortable explaining it.
Nah, because it's like, what's a good enough reason to give a killer bond? You can't give me a good enough reason. Because even Tupac killer ain't get no bond, so I don't fuck. If Tupac killer ain't get bond, I don't fuck Memphis different from Vegas. America's America. Last time I checked.
Well, that's true. I agree. Well, all right, love. I appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, though, man. Enjoy your night, though.
Okay, hon. Thanks for calling. Bye-bye. Shout out to everybody that called in. Of course, we had a good show. It was really a fun show. Shout out to my moderators for keeping everything in line when the trolls, as the people say, when the trolls had be wanting to come in. As the old Southern people say, when the trolls had be wanting to come in, y'all get them out of here so that I can continue on. But it was a good show tonight. That's why I always say, y'all go back to the beginning. There are some people that put out some good stuff, and then there are some people that put out stuff, and maybe they think that it's right and it's not right. And I think sometimes, their heart and stuff be in the right place sometimes, and then there's some people that just put out garbage for views and stuff. But for those that truly, have an interest and investment in wanting to see Youngdolph get justice, I always say, you don't have to believe me. Always go back to the beginnings and don't look at the clips and stuff that are on YouTube pages, right? Go to the main source, go to the news media pages. Therefore, ain't nothing edited or anything like that. And when you go back to the beginning, because we forget it's been almost 3 years, you'll get nuggets, right? And I told you guys that the people knew what was going on. And that's the reasons why I've always had faith. I know sometimes justice is perpetual, especially I wouldn't want to microwave justice, because when you have people that got money, their attorneys are paid a lot of money to try and find mistakes and stuff. So hey, anyways, that's why I said, hey, justice delayed is not justice denied. Ever. And it's not really delayed, it's always on time. But anyways, you guys, I y'all put the blue dolphins in the chat. I enjoy being on here with you guys, as always. I always enjoy being on here. Like I say, this is the Real Grown Folks channel. We agree to disagree and move on. Like I said, I be getting mad sometimes when I know people come over here to troll me, and I be knowing who they are. And when it's people that have violated me and they make fake accounts, I don't have any tolerance for them. It would be different if they had not violated me and they was coming in here and they was acting a damn fool. I might could have a little fun with them. But when they come in here and they violated me and I know they're fake accounts, I don't have no tolerance for them at all. Okay. But anyways, I love you guys. I've enjoyed you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. I know Cypress is saying, I should do a members. What if we do a members tomorrow morning? Like, instead of me going live tomorrow, I'll go live tomorrow morning, or maybe I'll come back on tonight. But we just did almost 4 hours. I'm so tired. And I want my 7-layer salad, and I want my watermelon. And then once I get through, when I fix my 7-layer salad, I should have been boiling my eggs while I was on here. And I'm sitting down. I want to look at the Equalizer, because I've fallen in love with the Equalizer franchise. I want to look at it again tonight, okay? While I'm eating my salad and my watermelon. Anyways, you guys, I love you guys. Have a good night.